morning or anytime you need. Just ask around about me. Satisfaction guaranteed. Take it easy, baby. Don't lose control. It can ease your mind and it can soothe your soul. Show me where it hurts. Flow, you know just where to go. I'll give you a dose when you need it most. I can heal your pain when it feels the same. You just call my name, Casanova King. Let's take it slow. Ooh, this feeling, let it go. What's up, everybody? We'll get started here in a minute. Please repost the space, quote post the space, and let's get some people in here so we can talk about this continuing resolution and the National Defense Authorization Act and how much we just love this as our Christmas present every year. I feel like this is a big bag of coal, and I'm not sure that we deserve that. What do you think, Mr. Philby?
I think that I can't repost space and talk at the same time. So.
Oh, well, you know, I was thinking you could do it all.
Well, not on my computer, apparently. So.
Well, you go do that. I'm going to put on a video, and so we can listen to that.
I'm thinking that you know, apparently I just got a notice that the bill passed for the continuing resolution. So I guess that's off to Biden's desk.
No way.
Yeah, I think the NDAA passed earlier today.
Yeah, so they all must want to get home for Christmas.
Well, we're going to talk about it, and I think we should still, you know, send them some nasty grams. Like, we'll send them some nice nasty grams for Christmas. Put some sparkles on it. I mean, I really don't get it. It's like, I don't know if it's Speaker Johnson has no Johnson, or if like where do they get off continuously shoving these things down our throats because of their incompetence?
Well, because nobody pays attention.
There's a rep just posted like late last night. They didn't even know what was in the CR. There was no text. This is ridiculous.
They got it today.
Hey guys, I got here a minute late. What are we what happened? I know they just got the text today, but I mean, what are we complaining about? So you get caught up.
Let's see, where's the
Philby said that he just got notification that they passed the CR.
They already voted on it? I saw at least 2 people say they were a no on X.
Let's see.
I don't think that we have confirmation. Or where did you get that that they already passed it?
Make here. It was a notice on my phone. Just a second.
All right. Well, I will. While you're looking for that, I'm going to play this short video, and we'll get all our ducks in a row and get everything up in the nest and down in the pill, and we'll be back. repost the space. Please quote post it. Put a little flag in there or a thumbs up. You don't have to write a lot, but if you quote post it, then it gets outside of the community and it gets onto your page and all of your followers can see it and spread the word. We're going to have a therapy session if they passed it, and we're going to have a call to action if they didn't.
Definitely need some therapy if they did.
Right? Bastards. All right, here we go.
What was the number on the bill?
The NDAA or the CR?
CR.
Oh, shoot. I don't have that one in front of me.
I've got it. Hang on right here.
It was 9,000 something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's HR 8774. No, that's the Department of Defense. That's the defense bill.
Yeah, we did the CR.
Of course, it's the one that I don't have.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I just started looking at the NDAA, then I lost the CR bill number. Michael, you got it?
Hold on just a second. I'll look it up.
I don't have it, but I got to tell you, I got my American Mission long sleeve hoodie in the mail. I just opened it up and put it on, and it is the softest, most comfortable thing ever. So I'm pumped. I also got my polo, which I'm excited about, but I know that's off topic.
I'm so excited. I got all my stuff too. And they are super soft. I love them. It has already been worn and it's already got a cycle in the laundry.
I got mine. I got the coat. The
HR 9747.
Can you not hear Kelly?
Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, HR 9747.
HR 90.
Oh, I'm
okay,
sorry.
Can you hear Kelly?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was just talking over you, Kelly. It's fine.
I know. That's what Chris does all the time. He's sexist.
I apologize.
Yeah.
So
okay.
you got which coat did you get, Kelly?
Oh, I got the one that's like for winter, the one that costs a little bit more. And it is so awesome. Like it hasn't actually been cold enough yet to wear it. But yeah, I got the coat, I got the hoodie, I got the pullover, I got my the Izod. What do you call it?
Polo.
The polo, thank you. I've always called it an Izod.
Golf shirt.
Yes, but it's really, they're all soft, good quality. I just haven't been, ready to take a picture of myself in it. I have to pretty myself up.
I want to see
put your face in there.
Oh, okay.
You don't even have to be wearing it. I just want to see more pictures of what it looks like because I kind of want to buy the more expensive one too. And I need hats. I saw we have a sale going on. I'm going to buy some hats.
Yes, everybody, just so you know, we do have a 15% off our apparel and swag, right, Mr. Philby? I think we've got I think it's on both sites, and it's Santa 15, all caps, and you can get 15% off of all of our fun stuff that we've got in there. You can go to AmericaMission.com and go to the shop, and you'll see both stores in there, and you can take a look and get yourself a discount. It is really quality stuff. Everything that I've gotten has been amazing. Carla and Patriots Choice Inc. do a really good job of sourcing everything either made in America or ally made. So no China in there. All right, I'm going to play this real quick, and then we'll get to the getting.
And I'm putting the CR. I pulled it up, and I'm going to put it in the Jumbotron.
Yes, if you can do that, or I can help too, but I'll let you do that just so we don't double post.
Time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. You must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your conviction means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right. And they know what is right, but they don't have the courage to take it and to do it. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability. And they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up. So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself and be totally unafraid to challenge entrenched interests and failed power structure.
I love it.
That was awesome. I'm so glad you played that. I just listened to it over and over.
I mean, it should be our morning affirmations, I think. So that was from one of our community members, Brett Murphy. So we gave him a little shout out because, you know, when you share content like that, we want to make sure that we're recognizing the people that make our page more interesting and make the community, you know, more engaging. So appreciate that. And you can find that up in the bubble, right, Kelly?
Oh, the song, what you just played, I can put it up there.
Yeah, let's put that up there so that everybody can have that, because I think that's one of those ones that you want to have that one in your back pocket.
I'll get it there, and then HR 9747. Yeah, it's up in the jumbotron.
Nice. All right, so Mr. Philby, did you figure out whether or not they passed it or not?
No, there's nothing on the House calendar that says it happened. I don't know what that was. Unless something happened in the Senate. The Senate passed a bunch of stuff today.
Well, I know that I have that video as well where Representative, let's see, what was his name? Oh, Rep. Tim Burchett said that he said that the NDAA passed. So I'll play that one so we can get an idea of what's going on here.
Ever since you made me turn on my Twitter notices. The whole top end of my phone is just Twitter notices. So I can't get anything other than Twitter notices now.
Well, I mean, we got to fix your settings. They're supposed to disappear after a second.
Yeah, but I get like 300 of them a day, at least.
You got too many notifications on. You got to be more selective with your notification people.
I'm just gonna unfollow everybody and be done with it.
Well, that's harsh.
I'm just gonna have a giant block list. Just block everybody. My whole 6,000 followers.
Well, that's gonna make your page real boring.
I don't read my page. I'm too busy dealing with American Mission.
Or you're too busy going through your notifications?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, let's see what Rep. Tim Burchett has to say. This was 2 days ago.
This is what happens to old people when technology comes.
Well, you're doing great.
Yeah, right.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett, leaving the House floor. It's raining. I can go this way and do my video and not be hassled. Hey, we just passed the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act. I voted against it. There's $500 million in there, literally, of foreign aid. And that's kind of what y'all voted in such large numbers against. Tired of us being everywhere. They allow you to travel for abortions, or they the paid or whatever to move you around so you can get that. There's just the transgender language. I was told by a couple of attorneys on the House floor was poorly written. I think it had some holes in it. And to make it all matters worse, $9 billion new dollars. Send it over the Senate. It comes back with all that added on. You remember the Pentagon has not passed an audit. They're on their 7th or 8th one that they haven't passed. We got to do better in this. This is not what you all voted for. And you have members, you have family members that are lobbyists on this stuff. I mean, it is just totally awful. Anyway, we'll keep fighting. But y'all got to hold us accountable. Thank y'all so much for sitting here.
So he's pretty dejected.
I love that guy. He's one of the most based ones we got. He tells it like it is, and that's what I love about him.
Yeah, and I think that, again, for so long, the American people were not paying attention, but now we are. Yes, it's going to take us a couple of cycles to, really get everybody on board, but we have strength in numbers, and the more people that are paying attention to this stuff, the more we can hold them accountable, and we can really just get in there and replace them. We're going to have to replace them. They're going to have to learn that there are consequences to not listening to what we say.
I'm excited that we're going to get better and better and better at these calls to action, getting people to flood their phone lines. Just kind of start feeling it and be like, okay, it's time I start listening to the people a little bit. What's up, Brianna?
Hey, I can't stay long, but I just wanted to point out, and if this doesn't really just absolutely floor people, it should, but there was a Reauthorization Act that was introduced June 4th of 2024. And what is that reauthorization? It is for the Counter UAS Authority Security 2018 FAA bill that was set to expire this month. And not only has it been drastically expanded in terms of authority, but the funding mechanism has been drastically expanded as well. So we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar program through the Department of Homeland Security for counter drone tracking, surveillance, confiscation, and even the interruption of what do they call incriminating evidence? Because these drones are also collecting and surveilling intelligence on Americans. And so DHS, the Department of Transportation, and there's the FAA has to report no less than a year from this having passed in the continuing resolution, because it was just added to the CR. And they have to disclose what type of incriminating evidence has been collected on Americans or has been intercepted in the process of being collected on U.S. citizens. So I think everyone should be aware of that in the context of this whole drone saga, that there has been a bill introduced and sitting in Congress since June. And, shocker, after all of these sightings and, news reports and governors calling for immediate action, that we would have this bill attached to the CR and then fly through Congress.
Well, what's funny is that, when you look at back a year ago, Representative Burchett, he did another video right after they passed the last NDAA, and he was talking about the funding for the UAP program. And he's like, as far as I'm concerned, it should be full disclosure. And so it's like the same song and dance every year, because there's no accountability. But I think this 119th, I think this 119th Congress is going to have like a lot more motivation to provide 12 appropriations bills, especially with Doge coming in. I feel like, if ever there was a time for them to frickin' get their shit straight and get a balanced budget, through the executive office, I think that this is going to be the time to do it, especially if they're slashing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, most importantly, the pork barrel spending and the earmarked funds have to stop. Like, these programs are completely out of control, and Congress needs to get ahead of the administrative apparatus and put their foot down and say, no, on no uncertain terms are you allowed to, interpret XYZ bill to mean that you can, forcibly relocate Americans, just for one example, right? That's just one example that happened through HUD and FEMA and DHS writ large over the last 4 years. They came up with this entire climate, recovery, resilience, the Build Back Better plan. And their whole concept is that Americans simply just need to move. They just need to move into the 15-minute cities, the smart infrastructure grid, be surveilled 24/7, right? Have all of their transactions, their purchases, their communications surveilled so that they can, make sure that we're all making the right choices about what we buy at the grocery store and how many miles we decide to drive. It's just absolute insanity. These programs need to stop being funded, and our money needs to come back to us, because this is extortion. It's exploitation, and it's extortion, and it is no longer a government of the people, for the people, by the people, and that needs to stop. We have to turn that back over and decentralize this authority immediately. And with that, I got to run. Bye, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, Bree. Appreciate you, and I totally agree completely. On that note, today, Jack Straw posted about Senator John Kennedy was on the floor talking about the all of the money that's in savings bonds and things like that. I think it's $93 billion or something like that. That's our money. It's sort of been lost. Every once in a while they'll do that, where it's like people have had savings bonds or treasury bonds that they've forgotten about. Or they're died, and the kids don't know that they're, entitled to that money. So they're going to be releasing that this summer. They're going to have a website where you can go and type in your name and find out whether or not you've got money out there. But it's $93 billion or something crazy like that. Give us our money back. Hi, Jen.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, we're just talking about how the government's, just dicking us around again. I did play a really great video from President Trump. I'm not sure if you heard that, but one of our community members, Brett Murphy, I see him down in the crowd. He posted it and it was awesome. So I felt like it was just super great to play that for everybody. Talking about how, the best things are hard. You can't get anywhere without doing some work, and that you need to stand on your convictions and power through. I know you're good at that, Trinity. I need to go and put something into Grok and find out who I am.
Right? Oh my God. Yeah, no. Literally, I saw someone else. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about, Trinity? Like, what? Did I miss something? No. I put into Grok. I was like, hold on, I'll read it to everybody. It was actually really funny because I never Grok, but I saw someone do this prompt and I was like, oh, I wonder what it would say about me. Hold on. So I said, what movie character am I and why? You are Trinity from The Matrix. Like her, you are assertive, questioning authority, and seeking truth in the world of illusions. I'm like, really? You had to go with The Matrix. Like, I can't.
I fucking love it. I think it's perfect. It's awesome.
I'm putting the question in now. Get something crazy like, I don't know.
It better be spicy.
An Oopa Loopa or something.
Hey, Kim.
Yes.
What? I got in a little late. Somebody was breaking up. What did you say about something being hard, being the best things?
So I played a clip that President Trump put out that Brett Murphy posted today. And so watched it, and it was just this really inspiring speech by President Trump. It's like 3 minutes. And I'll play it again here in a little bit because I do want everyone to hear it. It was really great. And I can listen over and over again.
So, if I was hard, would I be one of the best things?
Why do you have to be such a little shit? Are you trolling?
Constantly.
What's up, Kelly?
Well, when we're ready to do the call to action, I put the steps up in the Jumbotron.
Yes, and I will do the call to action correctly this time with everything else.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm like, Kim, you're the first one to do it. You didn't follow my directions.
Oh, it's doing too much. I was trying to be prepped. All right.
Hey, Kim.
Yes.
I think I should probably do a disclaimer. Bumble American Mission is not responsible for the antics, comments, or viewpoints of Bumble. He appears solely with the express written consent of the military industrial complex, Harvard University, and retards of New England. All rights reserved. Thank you.
Or you forgot the National Yeti Association. Come on now.
Yeah, that too. Still in its infancy.
All right, so my character, apparently, it says, based on your interests and themes evident in your X post, you seem to resonate with the character Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games.
Oh my God.
So what do you tell Grok to do? How do you get this?
They must be looking at your PFP.
Yeah, exactly. What movie character am I and why?
Oh, good Lord. Okay. This should be interesting.
You're going to be Catwoman. I know it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim, did you see the story about the Russia's chief of nuclear, chemical, and biological defense force was assassinated today?
Wait, what? Say that again.
the guy that was spilling all the reporting on the biolabs in Ukraine from Russia, Russia's chief of nuclear, chemical, and biologicals defense force, apparently, or they're saying that he was assassinated by Ukraine today. His name is General Igor Kirillov. It's not getting a whole lot of coverage, but I mean, there are articles out there. I first saw it by that account, War Clandestine. I don't know how much you guys trust him. But yeah, so that happened apparently.
Well, it should be
I'm
easy
guessing it
enough
was us, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that should be easy enough to hopefully find out. I had not seen that. I did see that Prime Minister Trudeau's resignation is imminent, apparently. And I know we had Kyle on yesterday, so I thought that was an interesting piece of our turn of events. I mean, I know that there's been rumblings of it, but according to Alex Jones, that, you know, he's close to resigning, that everybody's turned against him and they're very mad.
I heard an incredible speech today. I'll have to go find the clip and see if I can send it to you, by the guy that's running for the Conservative Party in Canada. Shoot, I'll find it.
Okay, good. And then I do have a holy shit bookmark video for later. But for now, we need to get into the call to action that we put together to let our reps and senators know that we are extremely unhappy with them shoving another continuing resolution down our throats, and that, quite frankly, we would not be upset if they shut down the damn government and quit this spending. Apparently, the National Defense Authorization Act has passed, according to Tim Burchett, and it has $9 billion in additional spending on top of, whatever trillion there's in there.
Hey, can we sever the connection between Speaker Johnson, and Donald Trump? I know he has him slated to be part of the solution, but he supposedly he has got elected by a mandate of the people, and from where I sit, the people have never been in favor of Speaker No Johnson. So I say, get rid of him. There's still time, and we can start anew with somebody who has a little courage and a lot less cowardice.
I agree with you, Bumble. I was upset when I learned that, he's going to get basically fast-tracked through the speaker voting process. So,
hey, did you notice how evil my voice sounded when I said the word cowardice?
Yes, I noticed.
Yes.
It was nice emphasis there, Bumble.
Hey, Cam.
Yes.
I suggest that Chris read his article.
Yes.
That way people don't have to read it, because that's step 2 is you have to read it.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Chris,
What article are you talking about?
About the continuing resolution in the National Defense Authorization Act. Are we getting pork for Christmas?
When did that become an article?
Well, it is an article.
Chris, where were you?
He was trying on his new clothes.
All right. Well, yeah, we published it as America Mission because we believe in everything that you said. So we're using it as a call to action. We think it was great. Oh, come on, quit laughing. So you need to read it. You can click on it's on America Mission.
I'll read it. How about that?
All right.
I'll read it.
Okay,
I'll
good.
read it.
Excellent.
Where
Okay.
it's under America Mission.
It's in
Yes.
it's in articles.
Article.
It's an article.
Yep. We made it an article.
No pork for Christmas.
Yeah.
Pork for Christmas, no thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So polite. I
Under
even made an image for it.
American
It-
Mission.
Which is a good image.
It's
You
also
know
in the
that the
community.
American Mission and I follow each other.
Yeah. Well, I have to refollow America Mission all the time, guys. So if I not following you and I used to be following you, it's not because I stopped following you. It's just because X likes to mess with everybody.
Pork for Christmas, no thank you. An open letter to Congress. The continuing resolution is on its face evidence that the United States House of Representatives has failed in one of its most basic and important tasks given it in our Constitution, that of funding our government in a manner that is transparent and consistent with the processes and procedures that the House has set for itself to fund individual appropriation bills for each department of government in a timely manner. The House has failed time and again to do this for decades. This abomination must end, and regular order must return with the next Congress. Regardless, the House must take care not to pass a continual resolution filled with pork barrel spending or last-minute Christmas tree ornaments added on spending that includes funding for such things as abortion, child trafficking, and funding for foreign wars, nor should it fund the Justice Department's continuing efforts to prosecute and jail Americans who exercised their constitutional rights on January the 6th, 2021. We will not tolerate this heinous abuse of power of the purse. This resolution should extend for no longer than 60 days, giving the new Congress time to correct deficiencies. In addition, the NDAA is not a hidey hole for amendments that otherwise would not pass as standalone bills during regular order in the House. It is bad enough the abusive amount of spending in the Defense Department is given an authority that overextends well beyond its mandate to kill people and break things. If the House of Representatives stayed true to being germane to the actual departmental requirements, neither this massive spending measure or any supplemental measures would necessarily be required to achieve efficiency. In 1960, then President Eisenhower, at the end of his second term, after having been Supreme Allied Commander during World War II, said, "Beware of the military-industrial complex." And today, those words have never been more profoundly true. It is incumbent upon the House of Representatives to make sure that our national security needs are met both by its oversight function and the power of the purse, the needs of our men and women in service to our country, and the support systems that make them the world's most awesome fighting force should not be sacrificed. Unnecessary and ridiculous amendments to this important spending bill, however, do not fit that measure of importance or meet the level of integrity required.
I love it that you use hidey hole.
To state it more succinctly, do not pass this bill with spending not germane to its specific purpose, period. That's it.
So that,
Amen.
so that's that's sort of the call to action is for everybody to copy that, right? Is that what we do, Kelly? We read it, then we copy it and we paste it.
No.
Oh.
No. If you follow directions, okay, so if you click on it in Jumbotron, you click on the article, you want to go to the article. You don't have to read it because you just read it, and reply to it with a message. You can tag your rep and senator. We have supplied the link to the all the congressional X Twitter accounts on the Congress library, or I think you can use Bill Blaster, right?
I have not. I downloaded Bill Blaster app. I have not gotten it. I need a tutorial. So
okay. Well, the first thing you come to, it lists everybody. You can look it up. I mean, but if you want to do, if you don't have to tag your rep and senator if you don't want to. If you just want to reply to it with your thoughts, you know, be as truthful as you can, right? And if you do want to tag them, you can click on that link that I provided, and you can look up the handles for your senator or rep or House rep. But it's really simple. So just you click on the article and you reply to it.
Perfect. And I didn't do that. I replied to the post.
I tried to make the directions as simple as possible.
I know. I skim directions. I'm terrible about that. I did step one.
So if anybody has any questions, yeah, raise their hand, or people want to come up and speak their mind.
Well, and we'll get back to, because I want to read some other things that, you know, talk about what's in these two different bills. So we'll get into some of the stuff that I found or that we found throughout the day today. I did want to welcome to the stage Ben. Nice to see you, sir. And maybe we can talk a little bit about AmFest and what you got going on.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, we're picking up the vehicle to kind of head there. So we have a lot of interviews lined up. Very, very, very cool opportunity. I guess when you get a booth, they give you a list of the guest speakers and you can interview them. And then also everybody else who's just attending, they'll contact you. And Simone Gold will be interviewing her. And she just released an amazing interview or documentary that pretty much is very similar to ours, but it gets into the industry, the medical industry. And that's kind of where we're going after the Save Our Children documentary. We're going into the many industries, because pretty much what they do is they train these kids to become activists, and then graduates from high school and college, they all fill these roles of what they've been trained to fill. And much that's what we're going through, and what we've been going through is all these people in elected positions in high roles of agencies and NGOs, and so we were already planning on going into the multiple industries, and so she kind of saved us some headache of the medical industry. And so us being able to interview her, that's going to be pretty awesome. But there's a January 6th, I forget his name, there's a big list of people that we're going to be interviewing. But anyways, if we could coordinate with America Mission, we kind of want to do this as a X live stream and X Spaces, and we have the equipment to do so. And so we'll be able to take questions either from X or from the floor over there. So if we could coordinate that, that would be pretty amazing. But we're going to release this documentary on March 1st. We're going to start doing the pre-sales at the AMFest. And hopefully it gets seen far and wide. We pretty much show the systemic issue of queer theory, the trans cult, starting from the local area all the way to legislators who force the bills, and then even federal agencies that pass policy that school counselors and schools have to implement. Like there's no way around it. It's pretty much embedded into it. So thank you guys for having me.
Well, we really appreciate the opportunity, and we would love to, support however we can. We'll coordinate with our people that stream and see what we can do. What do you think, Kelly?
No, that sounds great. And I just wanted him to, Ben, could you repeat the website? Is it to Save the Children? The Save the Children website?
Yeah, so it is Save Our Children. And
okay,
the word children actually has a number 1 instead of I, just because like the next domain was like $20,000. So we had to kind of be creative with that. So Save Our Children, and the I in children is a number 1. And
okay, is it .org or .com?
.com.
Okay.
And right now the desktop should be pretty ready. Everything should be ready by Wednesday evening, like the mobile and all that, but it's best to view via desktop right now.
We know all about website waiting.
Right.
Ben, sorry if I missed to say this, but are you going to be there every day, and are you interviewing every day?
Yes, we will be there every day, interviewing just about every day. Friday is our most open day, so if you know people that are attending that want to be a part of the interviews that we're doing, we're actually going to make reels and make the footage available to everybody that we interview as well.
That's fantastic. I think that's going to be, AMFest is always such a great event. So I'm looking forward to hearing those interviews and being a part of it for sure. And I think that we should tap into Alvin and Jennifer McWilliams and see, what Courage is a Habit is doing. I'm not sure if they're going to be there or what. Have you spoken with them at all?
Yeah, I don't think, I think James is attending. I don't think anybody else is attending. It's something that we're actually going to plan for next year. And we want to definitely get our guest speakers there. But this time, I think only in attendance.
Yeah, they'll probably want to take some clips for their website too, with your interviews, especially if it's, relevant to all of the school transgender craziness going on. But we'll reach out to them and see what they've got going on and see how we can, collaborate.
Appreciate that. Well, I'm getting into some heavy traffic here in Albuquerque. I'm going to have to jump off. I appreciate you guys hearing me out, though. Thank you.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for coming, Ben, and we'll get Mike, our good buddy, in touch with you when he'll be out there.
I put the link down in the chat, and also for AmericaFest. They're both down in chat.
Perfect. All right, let's do a little reset. Guys, please repost the space. Go down to the bottom right-hand corner, click on the purple pill, whatever color you decide it is. And then you're going to click on the arrows going around in a square, and you're going to want to quote post, and you can put a smiley face, you can put a flag, you can say, I love America Mission. I don't know. You can just say hi. But that way the room will get outside the community and onto your page and your followers, and people can see it. So I wanted to read this post from Chuck Calesto talking about the bill. So the Congress is attempting to ram through secret spending bill and blow $50 billion on favors before Trump takes office. They're setting him up and share this everywhere. So this is from the Washington Examiner. Mike Johnson plans to fund government beset by delays and GOP opposition. Total dumpster fire. Oh, that's lovely. House Speaker Mike Johnson faces mounting opposition within his party to pass a stopgap funding bill before the shutdown deadline, and members haven't seen what is included in the final spending bill. Negotiators are working to finalize the text of the continuing resolution, which must pass before midnight on Friday, or federal funding will lapse for a slew of government agencies. However, several GOP lawmakers are upset with the details they have seen, which include billions of dollars in additional funding for unrelated policies on trade, healthcare, and more. It's a total dumpster fire, says Rep. Eric Burleson. This is why I ran for Congress, to try and stop this. Sadly, this is happening again. The funding bill, which has yet to be finalized, is set to extend current government funding levels until March 14th. Although complete details are not known, the continuing resolution is expected to include billions of dollars in disaster relief to respond to Hurricane Helene and Milton, as well as economic assistance for farmers. As a result, many conservative lawmakers are criticizing Johnson for what they call an omnibus spending bill in disguise, a term for a package of costly appropriations bills that the Speaker has vowed not to ram through. Lawmakers pointed to the roughly $10 billion in farmers' assistance that is expected to be included in the bill as an effort to keep the agricultural industry afloat as Congress continues to hammer out its annual farm bill. Farmers are being dangled. Americans that suffered through natural disasters, they're being dangled with disaster relief. And I think that's incredibly unfair, says Rep. MTG. If this is going to turn into a 3-month omnibus, basically, then why aren't we doing the heavy lifting on the upcoming debt ceiling situations that we have to deal with in March? The Speaker pushed back on characterizations that the funding bill is similar to the typical Christmas omnibus, arguing it is a clean extension that includes necessary aid. It says this is, quote, this is a small CR that we had to add things to that were out of our control. We got man-made disasters, Johnson said. Quote, I wish it weren't necessary. I wish we hadn't had record hurricanes in the fall, and I wish our farmers were not in a bind so much that predators are not able to lend to them. But while some lawmakers are upset with the bill's contents, most are upset with the lack of information about the details in the 3-month CR, just days before lawmakers are supposed to vote on it. So once again, they don't have enough time. Same crap we already knew, one House Republican said. You know, these ads are so obnoxious. No text, no timeline. It's not clear when the legislative text will be published, but Johnson said he expects it sometime Tuesday. That would begin the 72-hour window Republicans require for lawmakers to review its contents before bringing it to the floor for a vote. If Johnson adheres to that 72-hour time period, which he says he intends to do, that would tee the bill up for a vote sometime Friday, just hours before the shutdown deadline at midnight. The bill would then need to go through the Senate and arrive on President Joe Biden's desk to avoid a lapse in federal funding. I think we should just let him shut down. I mean, honestly, it's like, I don't see that as a bad alternative. I mean, they're all going on Christmas vacation anyways.
I agree. And it's only blocks, takes down the non-essential workers. And then when they come back, they all get their back pay, right?
I would love for them to shut down.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand. Like, what? I love that they always threaten us with that. And it's like, why are you threatening me with you shutting down? I'm fine with you shutting down.
Yeah. Don't do anything until Trump's in office. I'm good with that.
Yeah, exactly. Shut down until January 20th, and then we'll start back up. Clean slate, doors locked, and then we'll let you in one at a time as we see fit. I think we should go with that plan.
I mean, heck, they can use the money from all the wall pieces that they're auctioning off, right?
So that, I saw that Trump has asked them to stop, like, immediately.
Yeah, he did during his press conference yesterday, which was awesome. It was about an hour and 25 minutes. If anybody didn't see it yet, it was really, really good. He covered a lot of topics, including that he thought the government knew exactly what the drones are, and that he has a soft spot for TikTok, and like all kinds of topics. So it was really good. But yeah.
Well, that was, you're talking about his press release?
His conference yesterday, where
Yeah, I watched some of that. And then this morning I was watching the Judiciary Committee talking to, what was that about? Oh, the Department of internet. Oh, it was like CGIS, something like that. The defense.
What were they talking about?
It was about security. It was about their lapse in security, the fact that they are spying on Americans instead of doing their job and spying on foreign people. If we're going to spy on somebody, it should be them. It was, I forget the guy's name because I was kind of watching it intermittently, but it is just more of the same shit, basically.
Gotcha. Oh, hey, I don't know if I'm allowed to throw this out there or not, but for AMFest, the Benny Johnson on his show today gave out a code. If somebody wanted to go to AMFest, it's 25% off. I think it was just promo code Benny, but I don't know. That's the Benny show, not us. So just whatever.
Oh, that's good though. Coupons and discounts for events like that, absolutely. Get it while it's hot. So do we know of anyone else that's going to AmericaFest? I hadn't really heard. I mean, I feel like
there's a lot. I can pull up a list.
Well, I mean, President Trump's going to be there, right? I think he's going to be there.
He is. Yeah, he's on the schedule. It looked like.
Now, he didn't go last year, did he? I feel like he didn't go.
I just pulled up the list of speakers, and President Trump is the number one very first person.
As he should be.
Yeah, and then Tucker Carlson, Glenn Beck, Steve Bannon, Patrick Bet-David, Ben Shapiro, Speaker Mike Hunt, Donald Trump Jr., Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh, Tim Pool, Dr. Ben Carson. I mean, that's just the top 2 rows, and this thing goes on forever.
Man, that is quite the all-star lineup.
Yeah, you can just go to amfest.com and click on speakers.
And we put that link down in the chat too.
Yep, I'll get it.
By the way, in case you're interested, the movie character of America Mission is Nick Fury. And my movie character is the same as Jen's.
Oh, that's awesome.
You conspiracy theorists.
You guys, they're both plugged into the Matrix, man. That's.
I just want to know, are there really human incubators? Because, I mean, everything else is playing out like the Matrix. I just haven't seen those human incubators that we're all in a coma sleeping while they suck all the life juice out of us. Oh, here comes Bumble. I'm sure he's going to tell us. Get him up here. So, Bumble, are you here? Have you seen the incubators?
No. What's that?
Like in Matrix, where he keeps waking up inside of the jelly incubator thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There is no spoon. Listen, I wonder what you get if you plug in Bumble to Grok. What character he would spit back out? Probably just Bumble, I guess.
The Abominable Snowman?
I suppose.
You have to do it from your Grok.
I don't have Grok.
What? Everybody has Grok, I thought.
No, I'm not verified.
I thought you took that requirement off. I thought it's for everyone now.
What?
Double check, Bumble. You might have it now.
I'll try. But if
it's a little square with a diagonal line through it.
All right.
Oh, I can't wait for this one. I hope you have Grok. So, welcome everybody. I did want to reset the room. We are doing a call to action today. Kelly put it up in the nest with instructions that are very easy to follow. if you're not skimming them like I was. But you're going to click on the article. You can read it if you want to. Mr. Philby read it out for us. And then once you're done reading the article, you can reply to the article and put a message in there and include your rep and your senator if you would like. And let them know that they cannot continue to do this, that at some point, the DO or the DOD needs to freaking pass an audit. I mean, it's been 7 or 8 that they've failed. And then 2, we've got to have a balanced budget. I mean, it's unconstitutional for them to continue to operate off of these ridiculous spending bills that nobody has any idea what's in them until after the fact. They still have not gotten the text for the continuing resolution. So once again, we get a big old fat steaming pile of coal in our Christmas stockings. And I don't think that the American people deserve that every year for Christmas. I think it's time for us to get, I don't know, a pot of money, something other than screw you, we're going to do what we want and you can't do anything about it. Because for so long, they've been able to get away with absolute bloody murder. And we've got to change that narrative. We've got to stop allowing them to do this, because the whole reason that they think they have all this power is because we forgot that we have all the power.
So do you want to know what movie character I would be?
Yes.
Yeah. This is very sad. I'm wholly embarrassed. Based on your interest in the vibe of your post, you would likely be John McClane for the Die Hard series.
Dude, he's awesome.
Chris,
yippee-ki-yay,
I just
motherfucker.
did it, and I got the same exact thing. That's hilarious.
You must have like just a small roster of characters for everybody.
Well, I did it, and they said I was V for Vendetta, the character V.
That's
Is that Vin Diesel?
That's cool.
Okay, wait. So in all actuality, this bill is going to pass. I think the best we're going to get out of this is that if Trump or somebody, maybe Elon, stands up and says, all right, listen, we'll give you this, but within 30 days of the new Congress, this has to come up to vote. I think that's the best we're going to get out of this. It's coming up on Christmas. And yeah. So I think we should go with them with a specific act instead of just saying don't pass the bill.
Well, in Mr. Philby's letter, he said, 60-day continuing resolution in order for the new Congress to get their shit together.
That's where I literally got it from, right? But I don't even, so it's 60 days from Friday, right? But like, I don't think it should just be open-ended. I think we should demand within 30 days, within 15 days of the new Congress, that they have to do something. They can't just pass a new continuing resolution, because like, you can't just go at them like the days before Christmas, right? And be like, no, we're going to keep you there, right? Like, I don't buying ourselves any favors here.
I mean, Reagan used to put them on a 2-week leash. They come up with CRs for him.
I think that, we're in a good situation here with the fact that we're, Schmuck Schumer is not going to be in charge of the Senate, right? So, I mean, a big part of the problem with this term's Congress was that they did pass a lot of the 12 appropriation bills. I think they passed like 7 or 9 of them, but then they just went in the Senate and sat there because Chuck Schumer refused to take them up. So
same with HR2 on the border. They passed it in the House. It's sitting on his desk in the Senate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the best we're going to get out of this right now is to make demands, right? This is the art of the deal, right? We know they want to go home, right? So listen, we are not going to melt your phone lines down, right? We're not going to do all that. What we are demanding is that pass it Friday, you get 60 days or whatever, you can make it 75 days, and then you have to have a vote.
Well, yeah, according to what I was reading, the deadline that they have is March the 14th. Well, they have to have the new budget by April the 1st. So, they got to do this plus the new budget by April. They got to do this by March the 14th. They got to do the new budget by April the 1st. They come in on, January the 3rd. They go out of session for basically until the State of the Union, and then they come back in sometime, around State of the Union's what, like the end of February. So that gives them like 2 weeks of legislative days to do something. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But see, we're playing the game here, right? Like, we need to take the position of authority, right? Like, this is where we have, right? They want to go home. It's Christmas. I don't blame them, right? Except, like, we're not going to let this go until March, right? We're not just going to be like, oh, well, that was great. Now we're going to fund the government until March. Like, we're playing a new game here. So, Speaker Mike Hunt, okay? Give them the vote on Friday, because, like, honestly, like, I don't see how else we're going to go about this, right? They're going to be like, oh, well, we're just continuing funding. Okay, yeah, but one of the first things of the new Congress has to be passing an actual budget, like something that's not the continuing resolution, right? Like, they have to do a revote on this, and it should be with a new Congress.
Well, yeah, they could pass the other appropriation bills, I think what needs to happen, though, is that after Christmas, in the week between Christmas and New Year's, the people need to be calling these people at their district offices at home. And I think from now on, I think that what we need to do is we need to encourage people not to call their offices in Washington, D.C. They need to call their offices in their district, because the calls they get in their district are the calls that they're going to pay attention to. They don't care about a lot of calls coming in Washington, D.C., mainly because you can lock the D.C. switchboard up in a hurry, and no calls will go through if enough people are calling. But if you're calling their district office, then you can make an impact there, because it's likely their third cousin twice removed that's their secretary, and she's managing all these calls, and when they're getting a bunch of negative, they're paying attention to that.
Okay, well, not to change the subject, and I totally agree with you, Chris, right? And I think it's always been when you start making the calls to the district office, because they're not prepared to handle a large influx of calls, because they're used to it all going to the DC office, right? So, like, if all of a sudden their phone lines are melting down and people are showing up peacefully and respectfully at their offices, right? Like, it might get them to move. But not to change the subject real quick, I just want to point out, and this is like really concerning, right? Because now we have like another congressman or senator. Now he's coming out and saying it's China. Okay. Well, the DOD has come out and said that the mysterious drone flights are not being flown by the Pentagon or part of any secret government test. And that's coming from Bloomberg. So, like, y'all really don't know who the fuck is up in the sky, and y'all haven't shot them down yet because they're following FAA regulation? Like, I'm sorry, what?
So do you think that that it's a ploy in conjunction with China to, again, make this, it's almost like the lube for the NDAA?
Well, I mean, yeah, I sent Jen a video. What was it, yesterday or the day before? Maybe it was yesterday. And I didn't see this because I guess it happened a couple of weeks ago, but it was in Europe. And there was a news report where these drones were in Europe, in the UK rather, over our military installations. They're embedded into military bases in the UK.
Well, so Chris, this is actually happening worldwide, right? And they are concentrating on New Jersey, right? Because, like, oh my God, everybody feels bad for the Guidos, right? But, like, no, this is actually happening nationwide. So go on TikTok, and there are guys putting out videos and being like, we're watching them every night survey the entire state of South Carolina in grid patterns, right? So if you guys don't know who they are in multiple states all around the nation, okay? And you're saying they're not your technology and this isn't some secret government program that y'all are running, like, they could be spraying something.
Well, Trump's apparently been briefed.
Well, because I've seen that all these people in the Northeast have this pneumonia-like illness that they can't get rid of. And they're actually really sick. So, like, China was like, oh shit, the bat didn't work like this time. Let's just send up the fucking drones and start spraying.
So you think this is how they're going to get the bird flu in this time? Is they're going to just spray it from the sky?
I mean, at this point, if I see any of y'all in a mask or locking down, I'm going to come in and drag y'all out myself and kick your ass. Like, if y'all fall for it again and, like, stay in your houses and do all that, like, sorry, survival of the fittest. You're not fit to survive. Like, sorry. Don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Cam.
Yes.
We got in the back channel chat and I put in the Jumbotron, the video they were talking about, that guy saying it's a Chinese spy drones.
Okay.
If you wanted to, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll pull that up. I was just looking through and it looks like we did get the text from the CR.
Oh, I already put it into Brock and had Brock now.
Yeah.
It's 1,500 pages.
Yeah, Brick Jeffs, he also shared the text. I put it up in the,
Yeah.
there too.
Brock literally did it in 5 minutes, right? And he said that there wasn't really, like, anything in there unconstitutional, right? The shit that MAGA's not going to like is it's a continuing resolution. However, there is something like maybe like 100 million going to Secret Service, but, like, that's fire to play with that one, because that Secret Service is now going to be guarding President Trump as the president. So, like, I think us complaining about 100 million going to Secret Service, I don't think, like, that might be the best course back. But that's what.
Yeah, I think more of the work was in the National Defense Authorization Act. So, because when I put the CR in a couple of weeks ago, I put it into Grok and asked it, is this violating the Constitution? What's new in here that we need to be, focused on? Grok came back with there's really nothing new in there yet. So I was fully expecting them to start packing it, but it seems as though they've kind of been like, oh, look over here at the CR, and then we're going to shove it all into the National Defense Authorization Act. Like the thing about President Trump not being able to negotiate with Ukraine. I find that to be.
Listen, at this point, if we're gonna like expend our energy on something, okay? Like I said, the CR is gonna get passed. They want to go home for Christmas. It's just the reality of the situation. Do I agree with it? No. But like, I'm being realistic, right?
So does this impact the speaker race, though? So, you know, because you've got like...
Tim, what I was getting at, okay? There are literal drones or flying objects, because you got the orbs too, okay? That we don't know where they're from, who's piloting them, if they're manned, unmanned, if they're spraying, if they're not spraying. I think that's what we need to get up in arms about, not the goddamn CR. It's gonna pass. Like, nothing we can really do about it. Right before Christmas, this is what happens every single year. But the fact that there are drones all over the United States, not just New Jersey, not just Connecticut, right? Like, that is a huge issue for our national security. And the thing is that the nuclear waste, okay, whatever, the nuclear shit that's missing off of the container ship in New Jersey, okay, that isn't a nuclear bomb, right? That was waste from from something, right? And you would literally have to like sit on top of it for an extended period of time for it to even like cause you harm, apparently. So obviously they're not looking for the nuclear material, people. Okay, so what is going on?
I agree with you. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing really good out there. I mean, this is a bunch of bullshit, actually, what the U.S. government and what our enemies are doing to us right
we
now.
want
But,
answers.
I mean,
The
it's off the
response
hook.
that I'm
Listen,
getting
November
is
11th
we don't know
at 8:29 p.m.
whose
I had one.
drones
I'm on the
these
side of
are.
like a mountain. Okay,
I was with the
I can see different
NASA
directions. I can
administrator,
see long
Bill
distances.
Nelson. He said that these
But
drones
short
have been
distance wise,
reported
I had
over
one fly
military
right past
sites,
basically
military
elevation
bases.
of my face,
I
right
would
past
not
my
think
house.
those are
And my
friendly.
wife
I would
spotted
think
out the
those
window.
are
She's like, "What?"
adversarial.
She's like, I mean,
And
8:29
in fact,
p.m. I was literally
NASA
like, I
seems to be
wake up
picking
real
up
early. I go to
more,
bed early.
than
They
our
see this thing
military
coming.
does on
They're saying there's a
respect to
drone
the
outside the
drones.
window, and you know,
So
I've seen little
I
drones
think it's
fly
we're
around
gonna
from the
Congress
neighbors and whatnot. You know,
pursue
and
this.
most of
I
the
know the
time when I
House
hear a drone, I'm like
Intelligence
trying to
Committee
hide.
is
Like I don't
having
even
a
want these
hearing on this.
stupid drones looking in my window,
We need
whatever.
to identify
This thing wasn't just a little drone
who's
though,
behind
and
these
they're like,
drones.
"There's a drone coming."
My
Like,
judgment,
Andrew, there's a drone
based on
coming.
my experience,
By the time it got on my side of the house,
those that are
listen,
over our
this thing was,
military
it was a
sites
Prius.
are
It wasn't
adversarial,
like just your
and
neighborhood
most
drone
likely are
that
coming
makes
from
noise.
the
You can hear a
People's
little
Republic of
neighborhood
China.
drone like long ways away. Anyone, I mean, I've had drones, people have drones. You
Probably
can hear a
not.
drone
I
coming
think they're going
back
to say
to
they
its
don't know.
location from a long way. And
And
you're
that's a
talking like a
concern
drone
in
that's
and of
like a
itself.
foot
That
and
if
a
we
half
have
by a
drones
foot and a
flying
half.
around military
Never mind
bases,
a drone
we
that's
can't
full size. And this
identify
thing didn't make any
where they
noise.
came from or who's
And my
responsible
son ran out on the
for
deck.
them. I
He's
know
like,
there are a lot of
"It's
commercial
not making any
drones out
noise." And
there.
I'm like, "That's
And
weird."
Secretary Mayorkas has
I
talked
did
about
try to get
this.
a picture, but I had to screen
That's
in the
fine.
window. And then by the
But
time
the
it
ones
caught me
flying
off
over
guard,
our
but
military bases,
by the time it got away, I was like, "What am
by
I going to take a picture of?"
definition, I
It?
would
Well,
say are
mind you, this
adversarial.
was November 11th.
We need to know
was
who
this
is
wasn't
behind
this
that,
was before
because
anything was even
I believe
breaking.
they're
And my
spy
first initial thought was
drones.
that was a
And
military style drone.
the
I've had
PRC,
like a
Chinese,
you know,
Communist China is
stealth
very good at this
choppers
stuff.
fly by, but they have a
And we know they
trail
bought land
of like
around
a
military
Blackhawk that's
bases.
lit up.
This would be
And I've
very
seen that
consistent
from
with
time to
their
time from
policy over
living
the
up
last
here.
couple of years.
But this was different. This was a drone, and I
don't
made
know,
a
get
text
into
message to my
UFOs and all
contacts,
that.
and I said, "Listen,
It's
a military
we're not
style
getting
drone
answers,
just flew past
and
here.
I think it's
That was a
because
very high
our
end,
government does
and that's
not
all I
know
did. I made a text
who is
message
behind them, and that in and
you know,
of
to
itself
my contacts
is very
But
disturbing.
5 days later, the story started breaking in Jersey. There's drones down there, and then I made a Twitter post about it because that. Because as soon as I saw that there's drone stories breaking in Jersey after my experience, I was like, this isn't normal. I need to, you know, at least make a post about this,
I'm not.
and then it just escalated from there. But I mean, what do you expect? Like when the United States government gave Ukraine, the most corrupt country in the world, $250 billion, $250 billion, $200 billion, whatever we're up to. 1 million people are dead over there.
Right. I mean, you have commercial
Americans
drones that are,
like, I don't, not us.
Amazon
I'm not
has
talking
a
about
lot
us
of drones,
because we don't
for instance.
take this
A
stuff
lot
for
of
granted,
commercial
but
drones in the
you have
sky.
Americans that just think that
And
there's
they work
no
with the
repercussions
FAA,
of all the
the procedures. They seem to think that most of them
U.S.
are
satellite guided missiles
American-based
coming
commercial.
down within the Russian border.
It's the ones over the
And we're
military
going to sit
sites
here
that
and
I can't
expect no
explain, and they
retaliation.
can't either.
Nothing's going to happen.
But I can't
And I
imagine
brought up this point
what
a few times,
commercial
but
benefit it
Elon
would be
came out and
to
said,
operate
"Oh,
a drone
obviously
over a
it's
military
alien
base."
drones."
So,
Guided by
I know it's speculation,
Iran.
but it's pretty.
And then you had this
good
other
speculation
representative from
to
New Jersey as well
assume
say,
that's
there's a
coming from
mothership.
an adversary.
And
it's
kind of weird. If we're in an information war and people are starting to bring out terms like that, that's pretty powerful, okay? And then you have desperate housewives coming out with other military information. It's ridiculous, number one. It's unacceptable, whatever the case may be. And Kirby, you know, I love Alex Jones. I marched right next to Alex Jones.
She's doing well. She had a hip
20,
I was
down
right
in
next to
Freedom
her.
Plaza all the way to the Supreme
She likes
Court,
to wear
right next to
high
Alex Jones. It
heels,
was awesome.
very high.
But
she was on
the
one
fact,
of her
like,
last
Kirby
steps
came
on
out
this
on Fox
marble
News and said
staircase
a lot
that
of
didn't
like
have a railing, and she lost her
and
footing
commercial,
and
but
fell
he
to the
excluded
ground.
the whole military base.
I immediately
totally
pick her
said,
up.
Yeah, that's all awful.
And we took a
that's
picture
all,
after that. You can see me holding
commercial
her
flights
up
or
by
whatever,
her
but
hand.
I
And
can't
then
speak for around
very
the
soon
military
thereafter,
base.
a vehicle showed up.
There's
and
things going
she
on
was
in the
taken to the
military base. And
hospital.
now
I wish
after
her
we're talking about all
speedy
this,
recovery.
I'm going to
She was transported
you
from
see, they're coming out. It's
Luxembourg
Chinese drones
to
flying over military bases.
and specifically the Longstool Hospital.
We need to really be told the
where
truth.
I believe she
And if
currently
it's
is,
because of this
having
war
a
that
hip
the
replacement.
Democrats
She's 84,
have been
but
giving up for the last
when I talked to her on the phone, she had a lot of energy.
Longer than that,
Very
with the
spunky.
rhinos
She
and
wants
how
to
they
get out of there.
Civil War
Wants
in
to
Ukraine, the whole
be able
thing.
to fly back home to the United
All
States.
that money, and it's coming back on us right now.
Overall,
that's exactly why
she's
they're going to hide things.
in good
and
spirits,
that's exactly why we're not going to get the truth on this.
No more
and how would you
health
think it would unfold
danger
otherwise?
to her other than
I'll stop there, but
hip
I appreciate it, Jen. Thanks. Nice talking to you, Chris and Jen. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. That's some pretty crazy stuff going on.
I love Andrew's takes. He's always, he's on top of it. He's like our Jen. Right, Jen?
Yeah.
Exactly. Good job, Andrew.
Yeah. The thing I can't get past, I just can't get past this. I don't know whether it's because I grew up in an era where if this happened when I was growing up, that these things would have been blasted out of the sky, no questions asked. And now you got pussies running the Defense Department.
Literally.
I mean, what the fuck? I mean, at least take 3 or 4 of them.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, Chris, they're pussies on the fact when it comes to dealing with America and American homeland, okay? But they are clearly not pussies when, so who was it? Was it White Hat? Who brought up the guy in Russia who just got fucking blasted? Okay.
Oh, that was Hawkins.
Okay. That's a huge deal. Okay. That guy was the guy who exposed all of the biolabs in Ukraine. He was the one leading the charge against Big Pharma and what they were doing with the biolabs. And it is being widely circulated that this was a NATO CIA hit job. Okay, so let me translate that for you. Okay, the United States just blasted one of Russia's key fucking military leaders. Okay, and Putin is literally saying that there is going to be a swift and very like loud response from Russia. Like, it's a huge deal.
Well, I was going to share what Michael put in the DM channel, but American Mission is blocked by the clandestine guy. So can somebody else put that down in the chat and up in the
government?
So we can
the
look at that
government
because
knows what
that's crazy.
Why is
Our
American
military
Mission
knows where they took
blocked
off
by
from.
I don't know.
If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went.
He's the guy who puts
And
out
for some
like
reason,
the
they don't want
long
to comment.
threads.
And I think
Is
they'd be
it the
better off
Nick
saying what
Sorter
it is.
thing
Our
or
military knows and our president knows.
No, Mike.
And for some reason, they
Michael's
want to
getting
keep people.
Yeah, I
in
can get it. I
suspense.
can get it.
I can't imagine it's the enemy because if it was
What's
the
up,
enemy that
Tinker? Nice
blasted
to see you.
out, even if they were
Good
late, they
evening,
blasted.
everyone. I've been living while I've been
Something strange is going on. For some
getting off
reason,
of
they
work
don't want to
and
tell
doing
the
all this
people,
stuff.
and they should because the
And
people are really.
wanted to chime in.
I mean, they happen to be over
because
at
Jen, you
Bedminster.
made a good point.
Wanna know the truth.
One of the things I was researching last
They're
night,
very
and you
close
all
to
may have
Bedminster.
seen
I
it. I
think
don't
maybe I
know,
won't
but
spend the weekend.
I
in
was
Bedminster.
researching.
I've decided to cancel my
connecting
trip.
some dots.
Have you received an intelligence
with,
briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment.
Russia
on
has
that.
this submarine
the
called the
government knows
Poseidon
what
Doomsday
is happening.
submarine that has
Our military
quote,
knows where they took off from. If it's a
school
garage, they
bus,
can go right into that garage.
unquote,
They know where it
nuclear
came from and
torpedoes
where it went.
that they can
And
can
for some
shoot
reason,
out,
they don't want to comment.
and that
And I think they'd
submarine
be better off saying
can
what
create
it
a
is. Our
tsunami
military knows and our
that can take out,
president knows.
the entire
And for some
coastline
reason, they want to keep people
and
in
shoot
suspense.
these nuclear
I can't imagine it's
torpedoes
the
from
enemy
drones.
because if it
They're
was the
called
enemy that
nuclear
blasted
drones.
even if they were late, they
And
blasted.
when I looked at the dates,
Something
on
strange
this
is going on. For some
information,
reason, they don't want to tell the
if
people.
one
and
of
they
the
should,
first
because the
leaks
people are
was
really,
2015
they
by
happen to be over
BBC
Bedminster.
TV, where they had accidentally, or
They're very close to
allegedly,
Bedminster. I
accidentally
think maybe I won't
revealed the
spend the weekend in
blueprints
Bedminster.
for this
I've decided to
doomsday
cancel my trip.
submarine.
Have you received an
And so they
intelligence
had the
briefing on the drones?
plans,
I don't
all
want
of
to
that on
comment
how to
on
build
that.
it, how to make it,
The
and whatnot.
government, the
And
government
there was
knows
an
what
interview
is
going
happening.
on, and they revealed these leaks.
Look,
So they published the leak.
Our
BBC documents
military knows
published the
where they
leak
took off
in
from.
2015. I did a
If
thread
it's a
on it,
garage,
and I
they can
put
go right into that
all of the different
garage. They know
pieces
where
down
it
there. And then in
came from and where it
2022,
went.
that
And
submarine
for
was
some reason,
delivered
they
to
don't want to
Russia.
comment. And I
Delivered
think
to
they'd be
Putin
better off saying
in
what it is. Our military knows and
2022.
our president knows.
So the submarine
And for some reason, they want to
can
keep people in
be
suspense.
undetected
I can't
in the
imagine it's
water,
the enemy because if it
can
was the enemy
launch
that blasted
all types of
out,
drone
even if
nuclear
they were late,
torpedoes.
they
And I'm
blasted.
wondering, to Jen's point, are
Something
they going to
strange is
try
going
and
on.
set
For
it
some
up
reason, they don't
where
want to tell the
it
people,
could
and they
look
should
like
because the people are really.
Putin is
I mean,
attacking
they
the
happen to be
United
over
States
Bedminster.
when it really is
They're very
government.
close to
But
Bedminster. I
that
think maybe I
submarine
won't
is called
spend
the
the weekend
System
in
6.
Bedminster.
And if you
I've
look on my
decided to cancel my
page, I
trip.
posted it
Have you received
last
an
night. So
intelligence
you'll
briefing
see
on
all
the
the
drones?
threads, the
I don't want to
images,
comment on
the
that.
documents from
The government
2015 and
knows what is
2022. So I wanted to share
Look,
that if anybody, if they
Our
hadn't seen it.
military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it
And
went.
isn't the Poseidon submarine?
And for some reason,
Is
they
it
don't
what
want
you
to
say,
comment.
Jim?
And I think they'd be better off
Quote,
saying what
unquote,
it is.
you're
Our
saying-
military
There you
knows
go.
and our,
That's what I'm
our
saying.
president
Well,
knows.
it's somewhere, right?
And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
Well, I mean, like
I can't imagine it's
in
the enemy because if it
2012,
was the enemy that
during the
blasted
Republican
out,
National
even if they
Convention
were
in
late, they
Tampa,
blasted.
come to find out later, Russia
Something
had a
strange is
nuclear
going on. For some
submarine
reason, they don't
posted
want to tell the people, and they should because the people are really. I mean, they
Yeah,
happen
the
to be over
technology,
Bedminster.
that whole
You
thing
know,
is
the-
you can't detect it.
They're very,
Like, it
they're
can
very
literally
close to
be in the
Bedminster. I
waters
think maybe I
without
won't spend
it
the
being
weekend in
detected.
Bedminster.
Anyway,
I've decided
and they've
to
been
cancel
had
my
it
trip.
Have you received an intelligence
know,
briefing on the
a long
drones?
time.
I don't want to comment on that.
Just wanted to share that
The
because
government-
that's some
the
dots
government
that I
knows
forgot.
what
And I'm
is
like,
happening.
oh, I forgot about all of that.
Look,
Here it is.
our
And they're
military knows
drone,
where they
nuclear
took off
drone
from.
torpedoes,
If
drones
it's a
in the
garage,
air,
they can go
on
right
the
into that
coastline.
garage.
I
They
read
know
your
where
thread
it
this morning. It was my
came from
first
and where
read
it went.
this morning, and I was like, "What?"
And for some reason, they
crap
don't
is
want to
going on?
comment.
Of course, then my day got
And I
spun
think
out.
they'd be better off saying
But Jen,
what
I
it is.
think
Our
you're
military
so
knows
right.
and
Like
our
the
president
CR
knows.
and the NDAA. And
for some reason, they want
I
to
mean,
keep people in suspense.
it's a wash. Why
I
would
can't
we spend our
imagine it's
energy
the
on
enemy
No, like,
because if it was the
listen,
enemy
I'm
that
the
blasted
first one to
out,
like
even if
rally
they were
the
late,
troops,
they'd blast
right?
it.
But I'm looking at
Something
this
strange
and
is
like,
going on. For some reason, they
gonna-
don't want to tell the people.
right, and the
they
fact
should,
that they
because the people are
already
really
like snuck in this
they
other,
happen to
like,
be over
whatever,
Bedminster.
the defense authorization, didn't they say it's supposed to pass or something?
They're very
So, like,
close
all
to
the bad
Bedminster. I
shit
think
was
maybe I
announced.
won't spend the weekend
This
in
is just a
Bedminster.
cover up,
I've
right? And
decided
the
to
fact that,
cancel
like,
my trip.
everyone's getting, like, up in arms about it when the entire
I don't wanna
government
comment on
structure is
that.
about to change.
The government knows what is
While
happening.
simultaneously,
Look,
our Pentagon
our
is coming out and
military
saying,
knows
yo,
where they
they're
took
not
off from.
ours, they're not our
if
secret
it's a
program.
garage, they can go right
We
into
don't know
that
what
garage.
they
They know
are,
where it
okay? And we're just
came
all
from
like,
and where it
oh,
went.
don't pass the
And for some reason, they don't want to
bill. Like,
comment. And I think they'd be
how about
better
you
off saying
find out what
it
the
is. Our
fuck is in
military
the
knows
sky
and
or
our
shoot it out of the
president
sky?
knows.
One of the two.
And
How
for
about
some
that?
reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
How
I
do you
can't
not
imagine it's the
know
enemy
after
because it
all
was
this
the enemy
time
that
what the
blasted
hell it
out,
is?
even
How
if
do
they
you
were
And
not
if you
know?
don't,
blasted.
you shoot them down. That's it.
Something strange is going
Well,
on
and
for
the
some
fact
reason
that
they
they're
don't want to
making
tell
it
the
seem
people,
like,
and
oh,
they should
it's
because the
just
people
New
are really.
Jersey.
I mean,
It's
they happen to
not
be
just
over
New Jersey.
Bedminster.
It's
You
Texas.
know the
It's
truth.
Nebraska. It's
They're very close
right?
to
Like,
Bedminster.
Why
I
are the
think maybe I
this
won't
is
spend the weekend in
nationwide,
Bedminster.
and
I
you're
decided
telling
to
me it's
cancel my
not
trip.
your secret
Have you received an
program,
intelligence
and it's
briefing on the drones?
not
I don't wanna
our
comment on that.
government.
The government,
But
the
why
government
wouldn't the
knows what
states have
is
shut them down
happening.
by now?
Because
Look, our military knows where
Because
they
you can't
took off
just shoot
from.
down something out of the
If it's a
sky.
You
garage,
certainly
they can go
damn
right
can
into
if
that
you don't know what
garage.
it
They
is
know
and it's not
where it
supposed to be there.
came from and
Unless
where
it is a
went.
holograph. You can't shoot
And for
holograms
some
out of the
reason,
sky.
they don't want to comment.
Okay,
And I think they'd be better off saying
this
what
is
it
one
is.
of the
Our
most
military knows and
densely
our
populated
president
areas
knows.
of the entire country.
And for some reason,
What
they
if
want to
there's a
keep people in
payload on that
suspense.
drone? What
I can't
if there's a
imagine it's the
nuclear
enemy
device
because it
or a
was the enemy that
biological
blasted
weapon on that
out,
drone,
even if they were late.
and
They
we shoot
blasted.
it out of the sky,
Something
and now
strange
we
is
got a
going
bigger
on. For
problem,
some reason, they don't want to tell
right?
the people,
We
and they
can't
should because
just
the people
go
are
and
really.
shoot things
I
out
mean,
of
they
the
happen to be
sky,
over Bedminster.
right? But like,
Want to know the truth.
the fact that we're just throwing our hands up and
they're
being
very
like, well,
close
they're
to Bedminster.
following
I think
FAA
maybe I won't spend the
regulations.
weekend in
we
Bedminster.
can disable it.
I've decided to
drop.
cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the
Exactly.
drones?
I don't want to
Something.
comment on
But
that.
what?
Have you been-
The government,
Because
the
if not,
government
the
knows
American
what
people
is
are going to
happening.
start like taking it into their
look,
own
like
hands,
that
and the
guy.
government's about to
Our
find out that
military
the
knows where they
Americans
took
have
off
way
from.
bigger weapons than they fucking thought.
If it's a garage,
I
they
mean,
can go right
Somebody
into
has
that
to be a
garage. They know
mixture
where it
of real
came
drones
from and
and
where it
hologram
went.
drones mixed
I mean,
together.
And for
the,
some reason, they
the
don't want to comment.
speculation has
And I
gotten
think
to
they'd
the
be better
point
off saying
now
what it is.
where
Our
the
military
Pentagon
knows and
looks
our president knows.
impotent.
And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
I mean, yeah,
I
the
can't
National
imagine it's the
Weather
enemy
Service
because
has
it was
more
the enemy that
credibility than the
blasted
fucking
out,
Pentagon.
even if
They
they
get
were
shit
late, they
wrong
blasted.
half of the time.
Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people,
What's up,
and they
Andy?
should.
Right,
because
so
the
like
people are
if
really,
we're gonna like
they
expend
happen to
time
be
and
over
energy and
Bedminster.
have people calling their Congress people,
They're very,
right? Like, is the CR really the thing, or is it the fact that like we don't know what the hell is going
Well,
on?
did you
You know what?
happen
I
to
think we
know?
should. I think we
did-
should get a soundbite of like, us just ripping them a new one, and everybody should call their Congress people and they can play that back. How about that?
Did you all happen to notice that there was a school conveniently had a school shooting the other day?
Yep. I refuse to give it air.
To
Except it was a
take
shooting.
things off of the front page that shouldn't have been there.
They think we're stupid. Like at this point, it's
it-
almost comical.
I mean, it's like you can set your watch, and I mean, it's horrible.
So I had a great idea last night. Okay. So the Democrats really seem to have a problem with guns, right? A, they think that they grow hairy legs and shoot themselves. And when they decide to go radical or, lose their mind, they turn to guns and shoot innocent people, right? And the Democrats are all about gun buyback programs. So I think we should institute a national Democrat gun buyback program and buy back all of the Democrats' guns.
Oh my God, you're so brilliant. I'm in.
Right? Because it's protecting society, and then they don't have to worry about them growing hairy legs and shooting people. Right?
Perfect.
So, like, listen, if you are terrified of your gun or like you don't want guns no more, no problem. We'll take it off your hands. I'm sure there's a Trump supporter in need who needs a gun. So, like, listen, we will give it to a really good home. You guys can just turn in all your weapons. National buyback program will throw in Shake Shack. And maybe a free vaccine.
Oh my God, I want to play that video about the guns, Jen. That was like the best speech I've ever heard.
I really wanted a Democrat gun buyback program. Turn in your guns. You don't want them?
Yeah, really give them Shake Shack? Wow.
I mean, they took a poison for Shake Shack, right? So I'm thinking that if you just offer them food like Shake Shack, and listen, I love Shake Shack. I'm never boycotting Shake Shack. I don't care. I will go in there with the Black Lives Matter sign and enjoy my damn Shake Shack, okay? But listen, I think we just offer them some Shake Shack, tell them to turn in their guns. It's better for their mental health, right? And I think it will prove that Democrats are actually the ones behind the gun violence program and not the Republicans or the lawful Democrats.
I think you're going to get a whole boatload of new Republicans.
No, snapshot. Whatever you're registered right now.
Honestly, I think that coming out of President Trump's mouth would be hilarious.
I'm looking for that video because I have got to play it.
I put Thinker's thread up in Jumbotron.
Oh yeah, by the way, it was spectacular this morning. It was my, like I said, put a little pep in my step. I'll tell you that. Thanks for the trigger. Andrew, what's up, man?
Oh yeah. I was just, I was thinking about a few things when you guys were talking, but you're just talking about the trans thing. Like, the drag queens already came to my town. Like, I was reporting months ago that the drag queen initiative was making big strides to cover different territories, and they're opening up different things. They're hitting all sorts of libraries that that they didn't originally hit. And in this area, we've had people from San Francisco come out when the drag queens, and they set up, and they came to my town and did their reading story hour or whatever. Now they're moving into the school system. They're trying to supervent get around the superintendent. They're navigating. They're trying to literally get into your schools around here. It's nuts. I'm in Massachusetts. It's getting off the wall crazy. Not only do you have drones flying past your house in Massachusetts, because this wasn't in New Jersey with the drones. Massachusetts, November 11th, that drone I was talking about. You have drag queens coming into your school, trying to navigate their way. And the school, believe me, the school system itself is very fragile. Like, they don't want to give their pension up. They don't want to lose their whatever, their little, carrot at the end, like their little pot of gold. So they do whatever the state says. And believe me, Massachusetts is like the most messed up state you can possibly even begin to fathom. We've talked about it a lot in this space. I mean, they redid the health and physical framework a year and a half ago. I think it's already been, where you can literally talk to preschoolers about sexual things, which is to me, that's like you're a pedophile. I've had my daughter taken up on stage at a musical event. She's 6 years old, and the music teacher that had purple hair, blue hair, made her sing one of the top 25 gay pride songs. If I Were a Fish. It's about coming out. It's about whatever, all that shit. And I couldn't believe it when I heard that. But now the drag queens are coming through. So you got drones flying by. You got the freaking drag queens coming in the school. You got literally murderer and rapists in the cities, in the towns, right here, everywhere. From Nantucket, Massachusetts, Plymouth, a 14-year-old got raped outside of a bar or something like that. They call them the Healy Hotels. Maura Healey, which is the biggest communist, worst governor of Massachusetts that you've ever seen in your life. And she bet heavily on Kamala Harris. They featured a lot of Massachusetts politicians at the Democratic National Convention and the rest of it. Well, they lost. But Maura Healey, harboring illegal aliens, rapists, injecting them in your community. I mean, it's bizarre what's going on right now, and if you have to laugh at it, like you actually have to laugh at the whole situation just to stay sane, because otherwise you get overwhelmed, and you can't get overwhelmed in times like this. But I want to see these politicians. I'm going to close right now, but I want to see these politicians go to jail in Massachusetts. I want to see Maura Haley go to jail. I want to see Mayor Wu of Boston go to jail. They're harboring terror or illegal aliens. They're moving around right now. They've done everything to harbor an illegal alien. You know, that I've talked with over many times with you guys on this space and others, between driver's licenses and the whole thing. I mean, I could go through the whole thing. I'm not going to, but
I say we have once a month, we have like indictment day, right? And we indict like, I don't know, 4,000 of them all at one time. And
I love it.
Yeah, because they're all going to jail. Don't you worry.
Well, let me just say one more thing. I don't want to go back to the drones, but if you have a drone ship coming out of Iran, do you think like that's just that you think you're not gonna you think that these people are literally gonna say there's no drones from Iran because the drone ship is still in the harbor across the way and it never left the harbor, the drone ship never left the harbor? You think that's actually like a real argument against it? But I'll land there.
Go, Jen.
So can someone figure this out for me? Is the National Defense Authorization Act in the CR, or is it a separate bill?
It's separate.
Okay, and has that bill passed? Okay, wait a second. No, can someone find out if that bill's passed?
The NDAA? Yes, that passed 2 days ago, I guess.
I thought it was this morning it passed, but you saying it's 2 days ago?
So wait, I'm confused.
A day ago.
Because who is this? John Hill. I don't even follow. Okay, owner of Badlands Media just said, look at what Congress is trying to sneak into the CR. Extension of Global Engagement Center.
Oh my God! They what? They're probably the Senate put it back in there again. They have some serious brass fucking balls.
So I just put his tweet up in the notes.
Oh my God!
Extension of what?
Extension of the global.
They fucking just announced that they were gonna dismantle that, right? There was a sternly worded letter that was put out that it was absolved.
Yeah, but they're doing this on purpose, right? Because you guys realize what happens if the government like really shuts down, right? Like there actually is consequences for people, right? Now we could argue like, oh well, right? But it is right before Christmas. Like, so do you really think like these congressmen are going to go a spine and be like, no, we're not going to go.
They're not going to work anyways.
Money right before Christmas. Like,
they don't work for the next 2 weeks, right? So it's just the difference between whether we pay them right now or we don't pay them right now. They're going to get their money anyways. Why would we not just shut them down and then put some freaking smart people in there, figure some shit out?
I don't know, because they have
those are our buildings. We can lock the doors.
Kim, you don't understand. Okay, you need to understand this. Let me make this perfectly clear. The legislative branch is a separate branch from the executive branch. We learned this in the Constitution, right? You have Article 1 and Article 2.
Are you mansplaining me right now, Chris?
And what I'm trying to explain to you is that Article 1 gets paid and Article 2 don't. So it doesn't make any difference if it's shut down or not. They still get paid.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they just can't do anything, maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like that is a bad solution to get them just don't touch anything. Just don't touch anything else. You've already fucked it up royally. Just wait a minute.
They exempt themselves from literally everything.
You don't get to make those rules. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Because we're not paying attention.
It's in the Constitution.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Constitution. They do.
Right? Like, are they going to pass the CR on Friday?
Yes.
More than likely. Yes. Okay. Is there an entire new administration, Doge, Elon, Vivek, all these people coming in and are going to probably cut half of the shit that they're passing right now? Yeah. Yeah. And do we have foreign objects in our skies that, like, everybody's calling them drones, but, like, do we really know they're drones? Because there are drones, but then there's the orb videos. What are the fucking orbs?
Hey, can I jump in here about that?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on. Let me get to the page. I just had it open. I want to read you guys something.
Then when you're done, Jules, I want to play this gun video because you guys all need to have it in your arsenal and it will just blow your mind.
All right.
Right. And even if the fact that these are our government planes doing this, okay?
Elon posted 3 times that watch out for drones.
Yeah, watch the water too.
Elon posted 3 times that there were going to be drones in the air. So I want to find this. Hold on 1 second, and I'm going to read this to you.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, we're just gonna let Jen finish up. So find what you're looking for, and then I see you, Mr. IP3NGI. Ooh, that's complicated.
Hey there. Hey, I just wanted to mention real quick, if you guys haven't seen the latest episode of Joe Rogan's podcast today with his name is Ryan Graves. He was a former military pilot with the U.S. government, and he runs the largest UAP organization in the country. If you guys haven't seen that and you want some additional information on the drones, I highly recommend listening to it.
Oh, that's going to definitely be in my
yeah, so the signatures from these things coming from the water, and I don't even think they're drones at this point. It seems like they're UAPs or UFOs. I mean, if you want to call them that, they're moving in certain ways. They can't detect them with radio frequencies
or
and
USAs,
signals.
right? That's the new term.
Yep.
USO.
Can you
check
guys hear
check
me?
that out though if you get a chance. Thanks for bringing me up.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, you go ahead.
Okay, I want to read you this. This is from, well, I'm not going to say who it's from, but I posted it. It's radar guy here. I know who is operating the drones. 25-year.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I know what you're reading, and that's from days ago.
Okay, but
that is before our Pentagon.
Okay. Never mind. If you're just going to keep interrupting, never mind.
Well, actually, you interrupted me first, and I'm the co-host, so who has the bigger problem? But go ahead.
Well, so hang on a second, Jules. I definitely want to hear about this. And Jen, if we already gone through that and assessed it, and can we give Jules the information on what we know about that?
She can just go. You can just read it. But what I'm saying is, within the last hour, the Pentagon has come out and said, like, it is not us. It's not a secret program. It's not us. We don't know what it is. But go ahead and read it. But like,
you said you've already read it. If you already know what it is, then never mind. I mean,
okay, well, this is not a you and me discussion. Maybe others in the room would like to hear what you're reading. So I'm letting you go. So go ahead.
Please and thank you, because I have not heard it.
All right, hold on. All right. 25-year-old radar operator for a major agency here. Just thought I'd let you know all what has been going on here for the past few weeks, past months. The drones are part of a military drill being conducted by Space Force. Everything is on a need-to-know basis, which is why there's so much confusion. When what shoot, hold on. What gets me concerned and why I had to make this post is something is about to go down. I happen to know there are additional full out lockout drills that are scheduled to take place between now and Christmas Eve. These operations include the full turnover of all our radar and radio at aircraft communications to the military for several hours at a time. In conjunction with that, there are also scheduled satellite launches off the books, which will be taking place started in October. They are setting up some kind of big show for the public very soon. CNN was even here at our facility pre-shooting some footage for some story. I don't know what it exactly entails, but please be ready and be safe.
I mean, we've got to shut this down. I mean, absolutely. I am like, they are so far over their skis. It is insane.
Has anybody ever read the Project Bluebeam?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we do have we have a deep state, then we have COG. I don't know if anybody knows what COG is, but they're deeper than that.
So the COG, from what I understand, the COG is they're good bipartisan, like they're not involved in the
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about it was built when right after 9/11, and this group, and basically they can make these drones. I've seen these drones in other places. I've seen these drones in Vegas. I've seen them in another country, and they, in China, they make all sorts of designs and stuff that I'm afraid what they're going to do is put up a great big UFO and say, oh, there's an invasion and we have to invoke emergency powers and President Trump can't be president. But they can also throw up a great big Jesus and make a sound where all the religious people will think, oh, God's coming. And
that's why we got to share, and talk, because we, as Americans, we are not buying the bullshit. We like everything that we've been talking about today, and the tactics that they're using are like, it is textbook them. It is absolutely ridiculous. And we can stop this. Like they are way out of line. And I mean, that's what we need to be focusing in on, is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, Elon posted, like I said, that drone swarms would be next, and not to get scared, but he can't say much more because he's got contracts with the government. So I think it's part of him. I really do think that he's, that they're building, because we're behind in the drones. We are very behind that compared to other countries. And I think that why would he put up three warnings in 3 different months? And they were flying them 6 months ago. We saw them in Arizona. So, and then I just think it's, he wouldn't be throwing that up there. And then when President Trump was asked about it, he said no comment.
We're not behind. We're not behind, Jules, because basically our enemies have stolen our technology that we created. So I don't necessarily think we're behind as much as, they've got this, same shit.
Hey, I wanted to mention one more thing. Arizona, I keep posting and I keep sending it to all the senators. Carrie Lake, our election didn't have custody of our ballots.
Chain of custody.
And chain of custody, and there's 130,000 ballots not accounted for.
Didn't I see the
I posted it.
Yeah.
It, and there's a lady that I know, Michelle Swinnick, and she's on here as well, and she keeps having a it's not really a talk. She does a video to where she's discussing it and everything, and get your senators involved. And I've sent it to the GOP. I've sent it to the other senators. I've sent it to quite a bit because if Arizona didn't do it, and she actually won in 2022. Because this girl went back and she's actually an election official.
We all know it. We watch the court cases. I mean, we all know it. It's
right.
We haven't had there's not been the power to do shit about it.
Well, the senators have the power to automatically declare her a winner. They have this power. The Senate can say, wait, there was, we have evidence, blah, 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 blah. And they, and Michelle Swinnick posted everything. Now, I've sent this to Senator Hawley, Senator Kelly, the GOP. I've sent it to Jim Jordan. I've sent it to Johnson, piece of shit Johnson. I've sent it to all of them. So
they don't care. They don't care.
But we had a court case scheduled for the day before the election, and the judge canceled it. We had an actual lawsuit against the state of Arizona to bring this to their attention before the election, and she canceled it at the last minute. And I put a lot of money into that. And
sounds to me like you've got standing there.
That's what I'm saying, that we've been doing this legally. We've been fighting this legally, and we've been doing everything in our power. And at this point right now, it's up to the Senate, and it's up to somebody to call, whoa, bullshit.
Well, Jules, I think you need to get with Misty Devaney. I'll send you her information. She's in Arizona, and I think that you two teaming up could really be So let me get you let me send you her information, and we'll get some magic happening there. Okay.
All right. That sounds good. Because I know that Michelle Swinnick already said she will definitely help, and she has got videotape of them in the counting hall breaking violation after election law after election law. She's got videotape of everything, and she's been posting the videotape of everything.
Well, I'll set up a DM between you and Michelle and Misty, and then I'll hop out of it. And that way you guys can get together and we can do a space about it. I do want to get back to the topic because, these MFers are messing with us, and we really do need for them to be more transparent and, quite frankly, come up with a plan.
Well, I think it's psychological warfare, like they've been doing since 2021. So the only thing that we can do about it is just keep contacting our congressmen and tell them no drone laws, and is just because we don't want them to have drone laws because they want to take complete power over everything.
Yep, they sure do. All right, so I'm going to play this video because I think that this is important. This is a very important angle given the school shooting, which is, another one of their favorite psyops. And the fact that everything they do, they are trying to grab power, right? They're trying to take away our rights. They're trying to, overstep. So this guy's argument for guns
and now
is unbelievable.
The issue of gun violence in America today, because the latest mass shootings in Aurora, Colorado, and Newtown, Connecticut leave us all, liberal and conservative, Republican and Democrat. And now we must turn to the issue of gun violence in America today. Because the latest mass shootings in Aurora, Colorado, and Newtown, Connecticut leave us all,
we want to blame something, anything that we can control.
And Democrat, appalled What we really want to ban is violence and murder. Some people, and that includes many of you in this room tonight, we don't talk about want to place the blame for this horror on things like 30-round magazines, violence, semi-automatic rifles. We want to blame something, anything. Human condition control. What we really want to ban is violence. There are two kinds of murder animals in this world: predators and prey. No one. Because deep in our hearts, each of us knows violence and murder, the gazelle has a right to use its hooves and horns to protect itself from the predator. But there are people in this room tonight, all across the country, who deny that same right to self-defense to other human beings. No one watches a leopard chase down a gazelle and denies that the gazelle has a right to use its hooves and horns to protect itself from the predator. But there are people in this room tonight and all across the country who would deny that same right to self-defense to other human beings. Such really people seem to think that the way to stop the leopard is to cut the horns off of the gazelle. That by somehow making it easier for the predator will simply go away. And insanity. My friends, this is insane. When you make it easier for the predator, you get more predators. Animals in this world. So let's start with the so-called assault weapons, more properly known as semi-automatic rifles. In 2011, total firearm murders came to 8,583, according to the FBI. Now, during that time, the total murders committed by rifles, all rifles, not just semi-automatic rifles. Such people seem to think that the way to stop the leopard is to cut the horns off of the gazelle. Hammers and clubs kill half again as many people as rifles. Hands and feet murder twice as many, and knives kill 5 times more. When you make it easier for the predator, you get medical errors, kill about 98,000 people. Let's start with the so-called assault weapons, more properly known as semi-automatic rifles. In 2011, total firearm murders more than 300 times the number killed according to the FBI. Now, during that time, the total murders committed by rifles, all rifles, not just semi-automatic rifles, or knives, or doctors, or hospitals. No one does that of all murders. The hammers and clubs kill half again as many people as rifles, hands and feet, murder, and yet studies show that firearms prevent anywhere from 800,000 to over 2 million violent crimes every year. The lowest estimate means that 100 times more violent crimes were prevented with firearms than the total murders committed with firearms. It's 100 times. Not just the so-called assault rifles. And yet, in October of 2000, no one talks about limits on hammers or knives or doctors or hospitals. No one does that because the good we perceive from hammers and knives and doctors far outweigh their perceived harm. And yet, studies show that firearms prevent anywhere from 800,000 to over 2 million violent crimes every year. The lowest estimate means that 100 times more violent crimes were prevented with firearms than the total murders committed with firearms. That's 100 times. Less than 300 yards from the campus. In October of 2007, walked away. Amanda Collins, a few months later, was walking to a car after a night to murder 19-year-old Nevada, Brianna Dennison. Amanda Collins went on to say, quote, I know, having been the first victim, that Brianna Dennison would still be alive if I was able to defend myself. UNR is, like most college campuses, a gun-free zone. So I am directing the virtual attorney general to aggressively challenge any gun control laws that violate Amanda Collins' right not to be raped. Brianna Dennison's right not to be murdered. You're not forced to abandon your First Amendment right when you enter Chicago or New York, or your Fifth Amendment rights when you walk onto a college campus. As virtual president, I will predator on the spot without hesitation, but with a great deal of pleasure. Amanda Collins and all attempts to destroy any, having been the first victim, the Bill of Rights, Dennison would still be alive had I been able to defend myself that night. Because. Therefore, I am directing the virtual attorney general to aggressively challenge any gun control laws that violate Amanda Collins' right not to be raped instead of crime control. That's why they want laws that at the stroke of a pen, not forced to abandon your First Amendment right when you enter Chicago or New York, or your Fifth Amendment rights when you walk onto a college campus. As virtual president, I will be on the American people from tyranny. The Second Amendment is there to protect the American people from politicians. The Second Amendment is there to protect the American people from us. Because it's all said and done. Some politicians claim America deserves a vote on this issue. Okay, let's have a vote. Those of you advocating infringement on the right of people to keep in their arms should go to the American people with the 28th Amendment. which would simply read, the Second Amendment to the Constitution is hereby repealed. That would,
Second Amendment
for the first time,
is there
give you the legal
to protect
authority
the
to do
American
what you
people
have been
from
doing and
tyranny.
what you are
The
trying to
Second
do now
Amendment is
in
there to
direct
protect the
violation
American
of your
people
oath of
from
office to defend the
politicians.
entire
The Second
Constitution of
Amendment
the United
is
States,
there to
not
protect the
just the
American
parts
people
you happen to
from
approve of.
us.
So go ahead, go to the American people
Now,
and tell them
some
that ultimate
politicians
power is
claim
no
America
longer to be
deserves a vote
vested
on
in the
this issue.
people who
Okay,
can't be
let's
trusted
have a
with that
vote.
power
Those of
according
you
to you. Tell
advocating
them
infringement
only
on the
the
right of
government
the people
can
to
have that
keep
power
and bear
now.
arms
You
to
go
go
out
to the
there
American
and try to
people
convince the
with the
people of the
28th
38
Amendment.
states that you're going to need to
If you
get that
simply
amendment
read the
passed
Second
to
Amendment to the
agree with your
Constitution
opinion of
is
them
hereby repealed.
versus
That
your
would,
opinion
for
of
the
you.
first time,
I dare you.
give you the legal authority to do what you have been doing and what you are
12
trying to do now in
million
direct violation
unarmed men,
of your oath of
women,
office to
and
defend the
children
entire
have been able
Constitution
to
of the
resist
United
being
States,
murdered by their
not
own national
just the parts
socialist government
you happen
in
to
Germany.
approve of.
Perhaps
So
50
go ahead, go to
million
the American
unarmed
people
men, women,
and
and
tell them
children
that
were
ultimate
murdered
power
by
is no
their
longer
own
to be vested
Union
in the
of
people who
Soviet
can't be
Socialist
trusted with
Republics.
that power according to you.
50
Tell them
million
only the government
Chinese
can have that
murdered
power now.
by their own
Go
government under
try
Mao,
to
who
convince
also
the people of the
disarmed
38
and
states
in
that you're
Cuba,
going to need to get that
and in
amendment passed
Vietnam,
to agree with
and
your
the killing
opinion of
fields
them
of
versus
Cambodia.
their
And you say
opinion.
that can't happen here? You say we're
Right here.
protected? By what? By the Constitution
12
that you're in the process of
million
destroying? You are in
unarmed
violation of your
women,
oaths of
and children
office
were
by
unable
so
to
much as
resist being
introducing this
murdered by their own
legislation, let
national
alone passing it.
socialist government in Germany. Perhaps 50
Fellow Americans,
million unarmed men, women,
previous
and children
inhabitants
were murdered
of
by
this
their
chamber
own Union
watch
of Soviet
as
Socialist Republics.
100 million
50 million
were murdered
Chinese
after being
murdered
disarmed by their own
by their own
governments.
government.
Every
Under Mao,
single
who
one
also
of those
disarmed us.
men, women,
And
and
in
children
Cuba,
were as
and in
real
Vietnam,
and
and the
precious
killing
and
fields of
irreplaceable
Cambodia. Now you
as the
say that
children
can't happen here?
of
You say we're protected?
And I tell you
By
here
what?
now that
By the
I will be
Constitution
damned
that you're in the
if I will
process of
let that happen to
destroying?
the Americans.
You are in violation of your oaths of office by so much as introducing this legislation, let alone passing it. My fellow Americans, previous inhabitants of this chamber watched as 100 million people were murdered after being disarmed by their own governments. Every single one of those men, women, and children were as real and precious and irreplaceable as the children in Newtown. And I tell you here and now that I will be damned if I will let that happen to the American.
So good.
In 1980 or 89 or 99, do you remember the Luby's cafeteria?
I remember Luby's.
Okay. Well, they held a hearing, and Suzanne Hobbs, she was in a testimony, and Chuck Schumer was there, of course, and she said, "I'm telling you right now, assault weapons and guns do not matter." She said he had a 9mm. By the time my father rushed him, it didn't matter. He was able to shoot him, reload and shoot him. You guys all want to ban the assault rifles and ban the guns, but it doesn't matter what, if it's got a 25 clip, a 50 clip, doesn't matter what it is. More people die from knives, if people want to kill, they're going to kill. And then she turns and she looks at Chuck Schumer and all the rest of them, and she said, she goes, the Second Amendment, she said, guns are not here for you guys to decide what to protect. She said, if I would have had my legal right to carry my gun, but you guys had passed legislation that I could no longer carry my gun inside a restaurant, I would have been able to protect my mom and my dad and the other people. But no, you took that right away from me, and everybody and more people died. But my mom and my dad were killed, and I'm telling you right now, the gun rights are here to protect us from all of you people. And Chuck Schumer shook his head like, I'm going to do it anyway. So I don't know who we got to contact. I don't know.
But they don't
start hiding
they
our
don't
weapons.
have the right to do that. They don't have the right to do that.
Well, I know they don't. And I don't think that if they can do an amendment, there's no way without an uprising, which, they were, I'm not going to say who, but somebody was discussing that they're going to throw up a false flag. You know,
And we don't say the CW word in here because that's some bullshit.
What's the CW word?
You know.
Okay, well, either way, the whole thing is that if I just have a bad feeling that they're going to try something that we need to be prepared. So that's my 2 cents.
Absolutely. In fact, it's really important that you get, involved with your community, you get to know your neighbors, and you do, well, I live in Florida, so I have an excuse to be prepared all the time. But, if you don't live in an area that gets natural disasters all the time, you should still have, start small, get a week's worth of food, get 2 weeks worth of food, get you a little radio with batteries. There's some basic things that you can Google it and get a basic list, and you should have those things. You should have, something in your car. I was talking to Mr. Philby. He was talking about how he got his new foil blankets, and I'm like, what do you need those for? And he's like, well, if I get stuck in my car, I don't freeze to death. So, there's, basic minimal preparedness that you should have for, snowstorms or whatever kind of event can happen. And it does make you feel better. So it's important to be prepared. But the gun thing, man, I thought his arguments were fantastic. What do you think, Mr. Philby?
Yeah, I mean, you can go back to, sad enough, the school shooting thing that, before that became a thing, the most deaths that occurred in a school was due to a bombing. And so, the bottom line is that if somebody is intent on killing people, they will affect a solution. It doesn't really matter what that solution is. Whether it's driving and stealing a tractor trailer and running it into a building or whatever it is. I mean, if they want to kill a bunch of school kids, they can pick out a school bus and drive an SUV into the middle of it. I mean, I'm not trying to give anybody ideas. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
Well, that goes to that idea of having the vets be in the schools.
So this is even before kids get to school. I mean, you can children are the most vulnerable when they're outside. When they're on the playground, when they're getting on buses and getting off buses. I just took active shooter training a couple months ago, and these guys that put these trainings together, every time there's a school shooting, they have to reevaluate everything that they have put into their training to account for the last thing that happened, because it didn't include what they already knew. And this last thing kind of just tossed everything out the window, because it's never happened that you've had a teenage girl go apeshit bananas and start killing people. That just had never happened previously. So now you have a completely different factor, that they have to calculate into their equation about what maybe to expect and what maybe to watch for. And in the scenarios that they have to play out when they're doing trainings, for teachers and administrators and the other people that are in these school buildings. And when that lockdown call comes, and when there's a barricade situation, don't put your kids all in a corner, because, hey, you're making them an easy target for somebody that wants to take them out. Don't be stupid.
That should be our new slogan.
I mean, like Dan Bongino says, follow the best advice. Don't get dead.
Exactly.
Don't get dead. And it's when you have people who are evil, and there are evil people in this world, there's no question about that. They will go out and they will be evil, and they will commit evil acts. And then you have another class of people who are mentally deranged. Okay, and you're not making an excuse for those people, but their evil is a different evil.
Well, and let's not forget the agencies and the mind control and have we looked into this shooter to see?
You don't know. The mentally deranged may be because of that. I don't know.
Exactly.
So, but there are people who are truly evil. They were born that way. Their souls were stolen by Satan, and they are just,
and we're creating little communists in the schools that come to find out.
And then you've got this breeding ground that starts at elementary school, where because parents have been convinced that it takes a village, and up until the point where COVID opened the eyes of so many people, where they had to sit with their kids when they were received instruction at home, and actually saw what was going on, and had teachers tell children to tell their parents to leave the room because they were afraid that they would see what they were being taught. Wake up call.
Never in a million years do we think a trusted institution would be doing that to children.
The skies parted, and all of a sudden sunlight was cast upon them, and the light of truth came down from the heavens.
And what are we doing about it?
Well, I think a lot of parents made serious changes in the way that they look at the education of their kids, and they're not dealing with the school system in the same way. They're paying attention to what their kids are learning. They're paying attention to whether or not they want to sign a permission slip or not. They're paying attention.
Well, and that's why I think that we have by educating and talking about these things and shining light on it, like you said, right? And going to the legislatures and calling out these crazy people, we are exerting our powers. We just got to get more of it, and got to get people to share the room. Please repost the space, guys. If you like what you're hearing.
Can I just say one thing?
Hang on a minute, Jules. Okay, please repost the space. go down to the bottom right-hand corner, click on the pill, and then you're going to go to the arrows going around in a square and do a quote post. Say hi, and we'll, if we're not following you, we'll follow you back. If you want to make comments in there, you will need to join the American Mission community, and we can approve you. And thanks for being here. Oh, and I'd like to say hi to our people who are streaming on Rumbled, Pill.net, QUX, Kick.com, X Live, and YouTube. And of course, everybody that's in the space. Glad to have you guys.
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing. I'm going to get off. The last 5 school shootings have been by a transgender, including Crooks, the one that took a shot at Trump. He was on BitChute, and before they took it down, and he was listed as a he or a she/her. And they immediately took it down within, I'd say, 15 minutes after the shooting. But someone I know was able to grab it beforehand. But yes, the 5 last ones, I don't know about this one that just happened, but the 5 before that were all with a transgender. The one that the guy is being, the parents are being charged, his pronouns were she/her. And, obviously they're poisoning our children with their minds, and they're so confused that they're doing this. But we don't know.
It's not just their minds; it's through the food and through the water and through everything else. So I mean, we recognize the attack on our children, and now it's time for us to get in the game.
Right, exactly. And I'm just putting that out there that, they're, that these puberty blockers, these other drugs, they're really hurting our children, and we've got to stop that first. But I think that Kennedy, maybe we can all reach out to Kennedy and try to get him to understand what's going on so that he can use his best course of action to try to figure out how to get this out of there. But,
oh, I think he's going to tackle this along with the many, a lot of it is very related, right? So I think that I'm excited for the first 100 days. I can't wait to see the building and the tearing down all at the same time. So it's going to be fantastic.
Well, I just think that, like Newsom is all, we started Doge before Doge was even a thing, and blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry, who? Newsom. Yeah, who? Again?
Newsom?
Yeah,
Newsom.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't give him breath.
Well, I understand that, but what they're doing in California schools is absolutely criminal.
Absolutely, 100%.
My niece goes to a school in San Diego. My brother and my sister-in-law, who happens to be the same name mine is, same birth date, but she went in there and she threw she ranted, raved. They listed her as a domestic terrorist. Because she went in there and said, hey, you are not going to teach my child this. And my child is being given medications that I did not authorize. Now I have to, I pulled her out of school. I'm taking her somewhere else. And now I have custody of her because they don't want her family, because they're worried about California laws, what they're going to do to them. But
yeah, no, we're
they just passed a law in California that it's legal to have anal sex with children.
Yeah, no, it is terrible. I do want to circle back around though, because we're bouncing all over the place here, and we've got I want to get back to the drones and talking about, how do we go about, stopping this stuff. But we do talk about the kids all the time, but right now I want to focus back onto the drones, because it's so disheartening.
Hey, Kim, I know you want to go back to the drones. Can I just read Trump's latest truth, which is not related to that?
Yes, absolutely.
It's short, but I think it's really kind of interesting, and I'm kind of curious. Well, I'll just read it. He says, this is Donald Trump, to all Senate Republicans, no deal with Democrats to fast track nominations at the end of this Congress. I won the biggest mandate in 129 years. I will make my appointments of very qualified people in January when I am sworn in.
Wow.
I think that's kind of interesting. He's like, look, I don't care. I don't want you to make any deals in the back rooms about getting my guys across over the line. He's like, I'll get my guys in. That's interesting.
Yeah.
He might recess them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, and I want to dig into this deal with the Russian nuclear.
No, it's because that's what they were leveraging to get the CRs through.
Exactly.
So you probably had a bunch of rhinos be like, all right, I'll go along with this, but you sign this and let me go home and I'll go along with Trump's nomination.
Exactly. And he's like, no back rubbing. I'll take care of my shit. You don't do what you're trying to do here. He's so based. I'm so excited. Did we ever find out if that Gitmo YMCA thing was true before we move on? Oh, I want to play that Trump speech from our friend. That'll be a good segue into us diving into this Russian nuclear guy, because every single major war has been over an assassination or started. That's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Is it a pattern? Is this like now we can, we need, 3 threats and a general? I don't know. And then Congress can declare war or something.
Anybody want to keep telling Trump not to have his inauguration?
No.
I do, because everybody's going to be in that same room and the Democrats are banning it.
What do you mean the Democrats are banning it? They're boycotting it?
All of them are.
Oh, wow, so scary.
No, but I'm worried about that if they're boycotting it, why? Why are high level people banning or boycotting?
Are you done fear mongering yet, or do you want to continue?
All right.
I want to hear about I want to talk about the Russian thing, but I want to play this thing because I want you to hear it, Jen. It is so good. Stand by. And talk for a second. Hello. All right, I'll talk while I look for it.
Here.
Hello, Jen. How are you?
Don't think you want me to be here right now.
You're way far away from your phone, or you're in a tunnel or something. Where are you?
Way back up. There. No, that's not it. Oh my gosh.
Are you having technical difficulties?
I'm trying to find it because there's so much shit in this freaking DM thing.
Is it the one you played before?
Yeah, the at the beginning.
Right. I can bring it down. Oh no, my computer's freezing up. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Get it.
Is it above?
It's above Joe Rogan. My gosh, there is. Okay, that's above that one. All right, almost there. I'm getting closer. Been through hell. Okay. Here, wait.
Oh, wait, didn't we put it in the nest?
Yeah, there too. Yes.
For the easiest place to find it. Oh, Michael Hawkins dropped down. That's why we're having problems.
That's what it is. Blame it on Michael. Okay. Gosh darn it. I can't get to the chat. Okay. Wait.
I see bubbles.
Somebody want to sing?
Oh, yeah, Jen.
Sing us the song, Jen.
Oh, where'd Mr. Philby go? Are we going to have to send out the cavalry again?
Oh, probably. I'll point Spilton again.
No, I'm
Wake
here.
up.
Well, what are you doing?
Microphone.
You're just letting Kelly and I just flapping the wind out here.
See my microphone's open here. I mean, you know, I'm listening. You guys are doing a great job.
We can't even hear you breathing. Okay, if you go to the back channel DM,
I have noise cancellation. This is a professional microphone.
Oh, so you're saying we're noisy?
No,
so you're canceling
I'm not
the space
saying
out?
noisy. No,
Well,
this is.
You don't hear us.
Well, we do have somebody who can sing. Let me bring her up. Maybe she'll come up. Let's see.
All right.
I got it.
You got it? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna come up and sing?
I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. You must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage to take it and to do it. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability. And they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up. So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself and be totally unafraid to challenge entrenched interests and failed power structure.
What'd you think? That was from our community member of the day. Not that we're going to do it every day, but Brett Murphy. He put that in our community today, and I was like, yes. Superstar. What's up, Recon?
Oh, thank you for the time and thank you for the mic. I appreciate it. I've been in this room several times, and the topic I think that we wanted to talk about was the drones again. Is that something that
Yes, that was so that was like kind of like a palate cleanser going back, circling back around. So I just wanted to give everybody that beautiful speech from President Trump, a good 3 minutes of, cleansing us. And now we can get back into it because we want to talk about the drones. We also want to talk about this Russian nuclear, the head of the nuclear department. Jen, is that what he was?
Yes.
Yeah. So go for it.
Yes, ma'am. I like I said, I've been in this room a few times before, and I don't want to keep repeating myself. But I can tell you, and just block me, mute me if you just like. I don't want to hear any more of this, Randy, or Recon, or whatever you want to call me. Then just block me. But I've been saying for the past week, maybe a little bit more than that, is that these drones that we have in New Jersey and Washington, those aren't the strategic targets that our enemies are going after. There's about 10 or 15 of them, and they're not in New Jersey and they're not in New York. There are a couple of them there, yes, but there's 10 more that are way more critical for our enemies to take down our infrastructure and to take down us. So my solution to the plan has been for a week and a half or so is all we have to do is put up 3 or 4 Apache helicopters in the sky, and they have more firepower. They can take fire from a drone if it decides to shoot at it, but they're not every time.
Well, so can I just interrupt you really quick because Jen brought this up earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
What happens if there is some sort of biologic or something in there that when you shoot it over a very densely populated area, it rains down, dick flu. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is that there, with all these people that they've let through from Canada, from the southern border, and 39, they're saying there's like 10 battalion of Chinese military age men here in the United States right now. So the fact of the matter is, and then you got these Venezuelan gangs that all they want to do is rob, loot, pillage, and rape. They don't care about, they don't have the intelligence to be able to pull something off that's going to be like earth shattering in the United States of America. But what I will tell you is like and I'm a special ops veteran. I have to say that. So I had top secret security clearance. It doesn't matter that it's not if we're going to have a dirty bomb in the United States of America, it's when we're going to have a dirty bomb. And it could be in a suitcase, something as small as that. But it's only going to be in New York, Los Angeles, Boston, Washington, D.C. It's only going to happen in these major metropolises that they try to kill as many as they possibly can. And so when you talk about if an Apache helicopter shot down one of these drones, whatever we want, UAV, whatever we want to call them, I don't care at this point. I'm so over it. Is that they have enough Hellfire missiles on these Apache helicopters, 16 per pod on each wing. Okay, so 16 plus 16, plus they have 30 millimeter cannon at the front of the nose of the helicopter. That can, a 30 millimeter bullet is about 7-8 inches long, and they can fire at a rate of like 3,000 or 4,000 per minute. That's a huge. So my point, to get back to your question, is that if we unleash all of our firepower from an Apache on one of these drones, whatever they're carrying, if it's radiological, if it's a dirty bomb, if it's whatever you want to call it, if they unleash their full power on one of these UAVs, it's going to be obliterated, and you're going to have particles of dust falling from the sky. Some of it may be radioactive, but the point, I think it was a couple of nights ago, is I said, you know what? If one was flying over my house right now, and then all of a sudden I saw an Apache helicopter come up and start firing Hellfire missiles and 30 millimeter freaking Gatling guns at that thing, and if it fell on my house and I had to die so the United States could get it and figure out what it is, so be it. I don't care. So to your point, I think that there's enough Americans that stand up for this country, just like that beautiful speech Donald Trump just gave about God. And we're all going to have to make our sacrifices, all of us. So if you live in Hoboken and a drone gets shot down over your house and it lands on your house and the husband and the wife pass away, God bless them. They did it for our country. Does that make sense? How the fuck is this even a real conversation right now?
I know we're talking about 30 millimeter cannons being fired over district. Those bullets have to go down somewhere.
Tri-state area of New York City. It's one of the most densely populated areas of the entire world, and you're gonna bring an Apache fucking helicopter and start shooting Hellfire fucking missiles?
The military has a $10 million.
Why are you talking? Holy shit!
Yeah, the military has a $10 million laser.
I'm done.
Take down drones.
Wait.
Deuces. No, I'm done.
Wait.
This is fucking retarded on so many fucking levels.
Well, then fix it.
Yeah. So there are actually lasers that the military has. They spend $10 million. There's vehicle mounted and shoulder mounted, and it will take down a drone in less than 10 seconds. And so it's been proven during Desert Storm. And so the technology is old, but they perfected it, and so you don't have to worry about bullets anymore. Now and then I've just read that there's I don't remember what country it is, but they have a radioactive. It shoots a radio wave that takes them down as well. So that'd be the least evasive way to take them down.
Yeah, the problem with the radio wave issue is they can't find the frequency for these things. So
right, that hasn't been proven. What's been proven are the lasers. There's a vehicle mount. They spent $10 million, and then there's some shoulder mounted weapons that do the same thing.
If you can hit them with a laser, they'll come down. There's no question about that. They have particle beam weapons that they can use too.
Again, it doesn't solve for the problem of the dust or if there's something in them.
Yeah. Well, if there's something in it, it's going to be dropped either way. They're not just, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And so you need to make sure you do it in a less populated area because they have to come from somewhere. And we know where they're coming from. We can track them from the time they take off until the time they land, and so the government knows what the hell's going on. That's why I think it's the government. It's not, they say it was Iran mothership and all these rumors going around. Hell no.
Yeah,
they've been seen coming out of the water, or witness reports of them coming out of the water. I'm having a little bit of a problem,
Well, NASA's always been interested in the water, haven't they?
We know where they're coming from because did you hear Trump what he said when he just had his speech? He said
because there was a classified briefing, and so he can't disclose.
Yeah, I understand
but
that.
He said, we know where it is. And so he basically said, it's our people.
Well,
it's our government doing
he basically said they're going to a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he inferred. But the bottom line is that we're witnessing a whole lot of technology, and we've got a government that is proselytizing to a nation words that are don't worry about it, and that's neither comforting or does it build confidence in the government itself, because I don't believe that when citizens pay taxes and they expect public service, especially from the national government, to keep their airspace free from this sort of thing, that it should go on for an extended period of time. I mean, if it goes on for one day and we haven't had enough of an investigation by the 2119 or whatever, how many different intelligence agencies that we're supposed to have.
It's theirs.
Yeah, if we've got 19 different intelligence agencies, and out of the 19 you can't get one of them to come clean and to give you some reasonable explanation other than it's not a threat to public safety. We're not talking about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, okay? We're talking about stuff that's buzzing people's houses in the middle of the night. This is a disturbing phenomenon. This is not just lights up in the sky at 30,000 feet. This shit's coming down at treetop level. It's disturbing it's disturbing their animals in their house, their dogs, and they're setting off car alarms and shit like that. Nobody wants to deal with that, especially in a place like New York City or Brooklyn or out in any of these little small communities, especially in the small communities. And old people don't want to be dealing with this shit. You got people that are paying $2,500, $3,000 a month in property tax, so that they don't have to deal with this shit, and they're dealing with this shit. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but hey,
well, I can't help but
the governor's Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, and that dipshit that closed down the gym because he didn't want people exercising during COVID.
Mm-hmm. Governor dipshit.
They ought to have their asses at the White House demanding that something ought to be done, or they ought to have their own damn National Guard out there doing something.
Let me just say real quick, Chris, that, we're these people have brought us to the brink of World War III. Who's to say that these aren't, ours, and we're training that these are things that we cannot know.
Well, then fine.
We do not know. We don't have the clearance. We don't have the clearance.
Adam, just say, listen, this is a national training exercise. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Just say that.
yeah, that's the way.
The problem is,
well, you
it
can't
leaves
say
the
that.
news
You
cycle.
don't want to give away information to the enemy, right?
Again,
that's why I put the serenity. That's why I put the serenity prayer at the top. You know, to give you the God grant me the serenity to change the things I can, accept the things I can't change, and the courage and to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Like people are talking nonstop about these drones and not focusing on.
That's exactly what I want to say. I can't help but think that this thing with the Russian nuclear guy, this assassination is like we're distracted with these drones, and these fucktards know exactly what's going on, and they're just totally jerking our chain while this shit just happened over here, and this is a big deal.
Of course, it's a big deal.
What about the unprecedented pardons they just gave? That's not happened in like 39 years. What they said, there's so many, and so it's distraction. That's all it is. Just like, why do they have whites versus blacks and gays versus
Why do they have to
straights?
distract us from pardons? Because there's nothing you can do about no, because there's nothing you can do about it. So they don't need to distract you from it. They can pardon whoever the fuck they want. They can pardon Hitler if they wanted to.
Yeah,
okay?
they still want to destroy his reputation, his legacy. I don't
you
think
don't
his
think
legacy
the drones are
vested.
guarding Trump? They could be guarding Trump. It's right around his home.
Or maybe y'all have lived in a place for so freaking long and you're putting way too much faith in the federal government that they actually know what it is. Amen. And it's not some foreign adversary. Okay, you interrupt me one more time. Okay, you are an asshole. Goodbye.
Y'all do not
done
mess
with that asshole.
Sorry, I'm not. I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Yeah, guys, let Jen talk.
Okay. So we lived in a place for so long where we automatically assume it's our government and they know what's going on, right? Like this could be a foreign adversary. And we've had UAP hearings. Now, is it the government putting on a UAP show? I don't know, but I think everyone is really goddamn ignorant to sit here and be like, oh, it's the government. Next, what are they distracting us from? How the fuck do you know it's the government? No one actually knows what the fuck is going on. So maybe we shouldn't just assume that it's the government. I don't know.
It's nothing I could do anything about, so, that's why I don't give half
You
a crap
can't
at this
demand
point.
answers? You can't demand answers
Yeah,
from
we
your
can,
elected
but who are we
officials.
dealing with?
So you have not. There's nothing we can do about the foreign drones in the sky. Nothing.
Well, but that's the thing. If you say that we can demand answers, if they don't have the answers, like what are we trying? What's our end goal?
The end goal is to figure out what it is. I don't have the answers is not an acceptable answer, especially the United States government, especially when we live in a world where we're on the brink of nuclear World War III. So I don't give a shit if you know who it is. If you don't know who it is, figure it out. And I want to know by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, or we're going to have some issues. Okay, this is how you deal with problems.
The government will never tell you anything you want to know. That is the nature of government. That is the nature of the government.
Well, that's
what who killed JFK.
They want you to.
Well, I mean, you just described the banana republic. Are we going to
find out?
You literally just described the
That
definition
really
of a banana republic. Because that's exactly what you just described. You described a banana republic where the government does not represent the people, that does not be accountable for the people, by the people. And unfortunately, Jen, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that we are going to get an answer until January 20th. And, to be perfectly honest with you, I think, the Biden government is probably going to try to do as many nasty, mischievous things as they can before January 20th to make the inauguration and the early days of the new Trump
administration
as
what answers do you think that we'll have on January 20th?
Well, I mean, I think, I mean, again, I'm not saying that, President Trump is going to be absolutely perfect, but I do think that he campaigned on transparency. And if you look at his cabinet members too, they're not really the conventional neocons that have been running our foreign policy department and many other aspects of government for a very long period of time. Now, of course, we'll see if Tulsi Gabbard gets appointed, but I think it's a refreshing voice in the NIH. Kash Patel for FBI director, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot of files that are going to be declassified. At least that's what they say they're going to do. I mean, what ends up happening, I
He
can
said
only comment
JFK.
on.
He claimed JFK he claimed that he would do JFK. He claimed.
What do you mean do? I mean, he's going to declassify that.
Yeah, he claimed that he would declassify the JFK documents as soon as he.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, look, we can only judge
This
the
is something that
quality
he
of work.
stated.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can only judge the quality of
Wait,
work.
you do
people
realize
do
that
once
Donald
they
Trump
consider
has no authority right now to do anything. So I don't know what you're
That's
sitting here
it.
saying.
Exactly. He has no authority.
Yeah, you're right. So until January 20th. So if you want to
We'll
sit up
see
here
what
and act
happens.
like you are, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, we will.
I would be happy if he did. I would be hugely happy if he declassified the JFK documents. He said that he would do it in his earlier administration. He has claimed that he's going to do it upon. He said that he would do it immediately upon assuming office.
That's because last
declassifying
time
the JFK documents.
Mike Pompeo talked him out of it. But Kash Patel said that he was going to do it. So that's either
we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
And again, that's
No, well, I mean, we already know that Pompeo has no role
Thank
in the new
goodness.
Trump administration, and we also know that Nikki Haley has no role in the Trump administration either, right? And these are career, lifelong political hacks, neocons, whatever you want to call them, uniparty, and the uniparty is no longer the face of the Republican Party. And to be honest with you, I think over a period of time, in the next 4 years, we'll see what happens. But I think all of these rhinos, right? Your career political, you could say lifelong career politician Republicans are going to form a coalition behind the Democratic Party. You already see that with Liz Cheney, but don't be surprised
She's going to jail.
you see. I hope she does. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Joe Biden should be in jail, but that's a separate story.
he's
And
going to jail too. He just won't know he's there.
yeah, I hope so. But I mean, you get the point.
A lot of people are going to go to jail.
And
We just gotta get there.
and I think that the only future that these guys have is if they kind of rally themselves around into one big uniparty, which in my opinion is going to be the Democratic Party going forward, because the likes of Mitch McConnell, the likes of Lindsey Graham, all these people, right, that have been there Mitt Romney, right, he's 78 years old.
Who's going to hold Trump to his words? Who's going to hold Trump to his words?
We are.
Well, I mean, I think there's many people. We the people. Well, yes, we the people, but also, I mean, look, I think Trump's hired a very unconventional, non-political kind of establishment people around his cabinet. You could make a case for Rubio, but I think it's more of a ceremonial position rather than the actual.
I think Vivek has a position.
He's part of Doge.
Yeah, I mean, Vivek.
I wouldn't know. Yeah, I assume that he has a position in Doge, but I mean,
he's the co-chair of Doge.
Good. Is that a political organization at this point? Like, I don't.
Well, no, it's the Department of Government.
I know what it is. I know what it is, but no, I'm not. I don't mean to cut into you.
They can't be official government people. Otherwise, they would have to, do stuff with their companies. So Elon has government contracts. He's got to, be careful in what he does, because he, unlike, all of Congress, doesn't want to mess and infringe upon us and, overstep his.
Elon is essentially king at this point.
He's not king. he's going to help out, like, solve the problem.
Look. I mean, Elon and look. I imagine
say-
there's a good amount of private sector people here. I'll tell you that Elon is a classic employee in the private sector. Mind you, he's very successful, right? Richest guy on earth. But there's a lot of things that he can't do constitutionally because he's born in South Africa and he's an immigrant, obviously from South Africa to Canada, and then later here. But of course, right, I mean, through SpaceX and some of his private ventures, right, Tesla, I guess if you like Tesla cars, you're helping his company out. I guess he's going to try to influence perhaps some policy, but I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think Donald Trump genuinely cares. Yeah, exactly. I don't think Donald Trump genuinely cares as much about, Elon's, you could say policies. I mean, I think he cares more about what he's going to do to fix the government, and that's why he hired him. But I mean, look, Trump already removed the EV tax credit, the $7,500 EV tax credit. He said he's going to remove it immediately. That doesn't really help Tesla that much, right? But if obviously Elon is still there and a very close kind of person to the Trump administration. So, I don't think Trump is going to be influenced by Elon or Vivek or any of these other people as much as you think. I think he's just more focused on getting the job done and focusing on getting results.
And he knows, he recognizes
He's going to do what the American people say.
Hold on, the host is speaking, fella. Give the host a chance to speak.
So go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So, I mean, listen, the American people and the people that voted Trump in, we have been in with this, we understand, and we see that he sees what he did wrong the last time. He's not making those same mistakes. Is he picking some people that I don't particularly care for? Yes. Do I think that he has a strategy? Yes, I do. I'm going to let him do his thing because that's what I hired him for. Okay. And as far as Elon is concerned and Vivek, I like them. I like what they're going to do. Do I, put everything I've got into Elon and Vivek? No. Have I seen like he's put his money where his mouth is and he has done things that I am impressed with? Absolutely. Am I excited about RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard and Pete Hegseth and even Pam Bondi? I am. I'm excited that we are actually getting people in there that have common sense. They're not freaking DEI hires, and they got to their positions on merit. And they know where the bodies are buried. Trump has a strategic plan. He's going to go in there and surgically remove everybody from the deep state. And we're going to have some sort of tribunals or something because heads are going to roll. People are going to jail. We just got to get there.
Yeah, and I also think that's why these preemptive pardons are happening. I mean, they're doing these preemptive pardons because they're afraid of their political future. They're afraid of their position in politics. There's a lot of different reasons why you could say the establishment is going to be very shaken up.
Should you not be pardoned for high crimes and treason? Like, isn't that an unpardonable offense?
Well, I mean, look, Joe Biden pardoned his own son.
Right, but I think high crimes and treason, you cannot pardon for that.
And they haven't been.
Well, I don't think you should. That's why I think Joe Biden is a criminal and he should be going to jail. I mean, obviously, you could make the case that he's very old and frail and, he's not in a good kind of mental health or a capacitative state.
Dr. Kevorkian was old and frail. They threw him in jail, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, we have a banana republic, and we need to fix the banana republic. And it's going to be very refreshing because, look, big government sucks. All right. And I think all of you who are listening in, I think you're tired of seeing your taxes going into this massive machine that is the Washington swamp, giving you very little to no return on investment. Right. I mean, I hate to bring in finance into this, right? But,
I mean, they're actively trying to kill us. let's just call it what it is. Okay.
Well, exactly, right? I mean, whether they don't kill you directly, they kill you through the crap that the corporations controlling the food supply put in, right? All of these additives, preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, seed oils, you name it.
Letting in, 20 million people that, don't particularly like us.
At least, I mean, I don't know. And I mean, I'm saying at least 20.
Yeah. I was being conservative.
I mean, because you got to keep in mind, we already had 13 million people in this country under DACA, which we're rewarding. And this is the one thing, I'm going to be very honest with you. The one thing I'm not a fan of Trump on is he did give the extension of the Obama Dreamers DACA program, right? Kind of giving the illegals the right to stay here, some of them. And I get it, to some degree. I guess the labor market and the economy, I guess, has kind of integrated some of these people in. And I guess you can't just remove some of these people that are working immediately. But I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think we should be rewarding bad behavior. I think if you broke the law, you're illegally here, you need to get the hell out of here. I mean, it works that way.
Well, I think you remove them, and then they can opt into a program, and they can go through whatever, it's 6 months, a year, but they can go through a program in the country that they're waiting in to get back into the country. And they, everybody that is in the process of being
disgusting.
here.
That is disgusting. They should never be allowed back.
Excuse me. I was not done talking. Okay. Now, the people that are in the process and have been coming here legally and waiting for decades to get their citizenship should be given their citizenship. Okay. Now, the ones that have come here illegally, you remove them. Okay. And then some of them, okay, maybe they qualify for a program with a path to citizenship. Okay. But it would be a rigorous path to citizenship. And that's it. Now, anyone that has committed a crime in this country, besides illegally coming in here, they need to be. Sorry, I got a phone call.
It sounds very similar to what they did with the Nazis during World War II, to be honest.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you crazy?
I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Sounds like you should be